Hello, if you're joining us, we're a little early, so we're playing a song, and we'll be with you shortly. This is Killer Radio Show on riverwestradio.com. You're listening to Jay Flash, was donated to the show. Show starts at 8, so we'll bring you in with a little bit of music.
If your God is one that makes you turn from truth, or if he just doesn't let you love everyone, then maybe you should find a new way to get through this. Maybe you should find a way to love them too.
Let's do it.
Hello, everybody. Hello.
Hello.
Hopefully people can hear us. I can hear us, so that usually is a good sign. Welcome to the Killer Radio Show on www.riverwestradio.com.
Streaming live from
Streaming
River West
live.
Video in River West.
Yeah, and I don't have that weird headphone feedback thing going on this week, and Gary's not here, so those are two things that are going great.
Which is kind of like headphone feedback.
Yeah, kind of like headphone feedback.
No, it was great for Gary to fill it. That was a fun time.
Yeah, definitely. If you haven't listened to the show before, we are three comics with the Cast of Killers Comedy Collective, and we'll be coming to you every week. I got a little betting music. I'm just going to turn that off. It's kind of nice, though. We'll be coming to you every week live, Tuesdays at 8 p.m. To 10 p.m. So if you're out there in the world folding laundry or, making yourself a big spaghetti dinner, then that's great. Turn us on, do your homework, do whatever you got to do, or just tune in to hear about what's going on with the Cast of Killers, what shows you can see around town, and what's going on with us.
If you need something new to do when you pick up that bottle of whiskey and cry in the corner, we're here for you.
We're
We're like a hug through the radio.
Yeah, and we have a great show tonight. We've got hopefully Jason Evans of MKE Funny will be tuning in. Joining us live, and we're going to ask him some questions. Jason's a staple in the Milwaukee comedy scene. Yep. He's a comedian. He runs an awesome website called MKE Funny that you can find on Facebook.
He's terrifying. He's a terrifying man.
It's a great calendar. His calendar is superb as far as everything you want to know.
Oh, you're talking top 5 calendars.
Yeah.
Top 5, yeah.
He got that thing up. He called his mom. Mom, check out this calendar. I told you I could do something with my life.
Not to mention all the comedians on every month shirtless.
Yeah, definitely. So anyways, I like calendars too. Should say that.
Big fan of them.
Jason, you didn't join us last week. We had Gary filling in. What were you doing?
I was in Chicago for the Zanies Rising Star Showcase, which is everyone knows what Zanies is. It's a pretty high-profile comedy club in Chicago, and I was supposed to go last January, but because of a scheduling snafu and Google's.
You could have used a really great calendar at that point in time.
Yes,
right?
absolutely, I could have.
Yeah.
If Jason Evans wasn't around to save me then. I know it was a good time. I was out there with Jay Abandanza and Chris Lay and a guy that used to be from around here, Charlie Bury. It was cool.
Yucking
What's
it up.
interesting is that the best part of it, other than the fact that there was like 6 people in the audience and they all stared at me, horrified, was that the guy who runs it, Bert Haas, he's been in the game for a long time.
Bert's been around.
Yeah, he's been around. But he gives this. He sits everyone down upstairs in the green room, and he just sits there and he stares at you. You can't see this, but I have my arms crossed. Just so. I don't know everything about comedy, but I would say that I know. I know enough. No, not at all. Not at all. Why would you want to do that? Why don't
We've
you
got
make me a
fans
salad?
already. Wait, I know who you are.
No, we're good comedians. We don't get tomatoes
You make
thrown
movies?
at us.
No, you rent movies. That's it.
Oh, you're right. Movies.
We're here in River West Film and Video, so people stop by while they're supporting the
What do you
radio
got
station,
there? What
supporting
do you
the store.
And reference the Muppet Babies.
Yeah.
I'm renting a movie about comics because there's no good comics
Oh, he's renting a movie about comics because there's
That was
no good
supposed to be
comics
a-
here.
That was a joke.
Wow, that was great.
Yeah.
Good.
Can
Yeah.
we throw tomatoes at you?
Let me suggest every Adam Sandler movie ever, including whatever that weird one that just came out, Jack and Jill.
Let's
So-
have the American Pie
That's not a video
quadrilogy.
yet, though.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
American Pie quadrilogy. Quadrilogy. That's a word now.
When you're masturbating to pies, no one can hear you scream.
We are not going to scream racist
We
obscenities.
say them under our breath like real
Yeah,
Americans.
we wait for our friend Andrew to show up, the bum who has ruined the last 2 shows, 3 shows actually.
Yeah, he's got a
So
streak.
we should say that, if you've been tuning in at riverwestradio.com, listening to the Killer Radio Show,
Yeah.
then you have seen 3 shows interrupted by a crazy
He should have his own
pseudo-homeless
like, theme music, like,
person.
we see
He
him
usually
and then
shows up
flip-
around
Seriously, I
8,
want to play the
9:40.
Candyman theme, that like weird Philip Glass thing.
Yes.
So
Well-
what are the odds he's going to show up tonight? Pretty good,
Like
huh?
100%.
100%.
100%.
That's why Steve Breeze is here.
Yep, with Steve Breeze is here, manning the 1s and 2s. He's our bouncer who doesn't let people who are on mic talk to us, which he's doing a great
Doing
job
a great
of
job. Yeah,
that.
keep it up.
Yeah.
Keep blogging. Keep blogging.
That's why you're not on mic. He's complaining over there.
The point of someone having a job is that they don't have to be asked to do their job.
Yeah, that's part of it.
Well, in his defense, like, what do we pay him? In? Like,
Yeah, we
So-
pay him in stage time.
So did you drive
That's not
down
even
to?
true.
Did you?
That's why
Well,
we don't have a mic, dude.
Yeah, they
You
can't
just
hear you,
drop
Steve.
the-
So we'll try and have
In the
people who are
background.
on mic talk
There you go.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, Bert Haas. Bert Haas. He
Yeah.
gives you he does a speech about how he doesn't know everything about comedy, but he knows some stuff, and like tells you like he basically is going out of his way to tear your ego down, because whatever ego you went in there with, he's like, well, I know you guys come in here and think your material's perfect. It's not.
Damon
At
should
least-
go there like every week.
Well, he went there once and was excoriated by the guy. Like, you're too dark. And grim, I think was the word he used. But yeah,
Grim?
he just tells
Like
you that
Brothers
like
Grimm, right? Like it was too fairy tale esque.
right.
It was 2 brothers.
It seems like a
Grimmy.
good idea in real life, but then as Terry Gilliam has shown us, that doing that is just a bad idea.
Well, that's the last Terry Gilliam reference that we'll make tonight.
Until I talk about Rango.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was interesting because he has been around the block, but his whole entire thing was like, your material's not perfect. Most of you are going to tell jokes that aren't structured well. One of your friends is going to make it and you're not. Don't resent him. And good luck tonight.
or her. Or her. I don't know. Are you our Gelman? You're telling us what we can and cannot talk about? No, I'm just saying. We'll move on. You know
Well, that's
what?
where I was. That's the point. That's where
Yeah,
I was.
okay,
Everyone was
Jason wasn't
wondering on
here.
the edge of their seat, wondering when Jason
wasn't
was.
here, Steve. All right.
Do
well,
your job.
now that Steve has successfily railroaded the show twice.
Well, my point
no,
is, I love
thank you, Steve, for showing up and being here. We love it. We love you.
Yeah. There's Jason Evans. There.
Yeah, Jason Evans is coming in right now. We're gonna wait. We're gonna wait a little bit to put Jason on. We're gonna wait, until we get a few more people viewing. So tell your friends to tune in at riverwestradio.com. And I guess another thing I wanted to talk about is that the Battle Royale. Do you want to congratulate Eric and I?
Yeah.
Eric and I both. We talked about the Battle Royale. Was a comedy.
They murdered. They murdered the Comedy Cafe. They walked up there and they were literally they earned it for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
We brought it. We brought it for all of you out there listening. All 0 of you. But I mean, no, there's folks out there listening. Hey, be sure to tweet in to us during the show. We'll shout out to you. Shout out to your Twitter and talk about you on the air. We'll talk about whatever you want us to talk about at Cast of Killers, cast with an E, hashtag Killer Radio. So if you have questions for us, if you got questions for Jason Evans, if you just want me to make fun of Steve Breeze for not doing his job, I can totally do that. But we'd love to hear from you.
Let's talk about that show for a minute. That was an excellent
Sure.
show. Full. The
was a lot of
crowd
fun.
was. It was almost. It seemed like it was almost sold out. Everyone, all the audience members were supporting everybody on there, which is
Yeah.
rare in a contest because usually they come for their friends and they sit on everybody else.
Yeah.
They were supporting everybody. Everyone had a really good time, and everyone did an excellent job.
Yeah.
You
You can
even-
tell people that didn't make it were really upset because they tried really really hard because it's
Well,
one
and
thing
the-
if you just bomb and you're like, oh, whatever. I do.
Yeah, do you want to go through a list of people that didn't make it that we crushed?
There was not a single person though I think that could have walked off that stage at the end.
Oh yeah, sorry, Steve Breeze was there.
and let's Steve Breeze murdered.
Yeah,
Yeah,
did.
Steve
he
Breeze did
absolutely
really
murdered.
well, yeah.
There was not a single person at the end of that show that could have been confident that they were moving on because everyone did such
Oh
an
yeah,
excellent
definitely.
job.
That was like
Yeah.
one of the things. I'd never done a comedy contest before,
Yeah.
and like coincidentally, I went to a battle of the bands like the next like on Friday too, which was really interesting. Like the same week, I was like, oh, I'm gonna go support my friend who is in a battle of the bands, and it was hilarious because like ours, you were right. Like everybody showed up, and the funny people, moved on, and even funny people didn't move on. And like I went to a battle of the bands, and it was like the people who brought the most people won.
Yeah.
And it was like there was no like sense of like this band was musically the best. But I think that's just the way that the competition was structured, and the fact that like it helps when everybody's great. you
Yeah,
know?
I'm gonna go ahead and rub our egos a little bit. I think that the Cast of Killers contest have managed to find that sweet spot because it's 2 years in a row now with contests in between that I've been in and other people have been in where we have perfect circumstances. Everyone shows up, everyone supports, everyone kills, and the winners won because they earned it.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
feel like we offer a unique opportunity because
How good is that show on the 4th gonna be?
it's going to be
Yeah.
absolutely incredible.
So these two contests that have run, one at Carte Blanche and then one which is a studio in Milwaukee on the South Side, and then there's the second one was at the Comedy Cafe. Oh, somebody's calling.
We got a caller.
I don't know that we actually can use the phone, so maybe that's just ringing.
Hey, pick it up, pick it up.
Hello?
River West Film and Video.
Oh, there isn't a request line. I'm sorry.
What would you like to hear if we had the ability?
Yeah. Let me just.
It's a comedy show. Yes.
He's
He's requesting a
request.
joke.
Okay.
Sure. Anyone in particular?
Oh wow.
Tell him
off
a
the
good
hook,
joke. He's
off the
calling in for a good joke. Who wants to
Ringing
handle
off the
this?
hook.
Eric.
Eric.
We're gonna put somebody on the spot. I'm gonna hang up now. We will do.
This is a
joke,
semi-finalist right now, almost champion.
What's your name?
Telling you a joke.
okay? Would not give his name.
Oh, not give his name.
Okay. You want to tell a joke, Eric?
It's gonna be like a stock joke. I'm not gonna tell like one of my.
Okay, go ahead.
That's right. That's
yeah.
right. Hold it close to the chest, bro. Business.
So a ham sandwich walks into a bar and the bartender says, "Get out of here. We don't serve food."
I'm sure that satisfied him. I'm sure that guy is sitting at home.
he's going to
like-
he's going to call back right
He's
now.
He's gonna call back and be like, "I'm gonna."
Oh, we lost one.
I'm gonna off myself. He died. Oh man, I'm trying.
The
to
razor
think,
was to his wrist in the bathtub. And
Yeah, I'm trying to think
now
of
it's that
stock
scene rules of
jokes
attraction.
that I do. I don't know. Steve can probably do my jokes better than me at this point, and that's not a cut on Steve. Can I tell one of your jokes, Steve? I don't know any of them. Yeah. I hope that satisfies you. The one that I always tell when somebody's like, "Tell me a joke," I don't usually. Right, yeah, yeah.
All right, Jason's up this
All right, you want to answer this, or
No,
I'll
answer
answer
it,
it? I
yeah.
got it. River West Film and Video Killer Radio Show. Okay. What was the ham sandwich joke? I mean, you heard it on the air, did you not?
Like he did get it. Like
You
It's like the
loved it?
40s
You
for
loved the ham
sandwiches.
sandwich joke?
It's the
he
joke.
loved it.
He loved the ham sandwich joke, and he's a Muslim. So we did it. What's your
Yay.
name, sir? Gertrude.
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 Gertrude, thanks for you're our first caller
First
of all
caller
time,
of
and you know
all
what you
time.
get? Here, hang on the line for 1 second. I'm gonna get your prize. All right. Well, I just hung up on our first caller. Yeah, right there. I just
So I
hung
guess-
up on our first caller. I feel great.
You mean you gave our first caller his very first prize?
Yeah, the first
He's
first
never won
lesson.
anything. That's the best he's gonna do.
If this thing keeps ringing,
We love
I'll
you,
try and
Gertrude.
answer it. Hopefully it'll ring with more pleasant people. I guess there is a phone number here. It is. I'm
414-935-2951.
okay. If you call in, I'll put you
You
on
should
there.
speakerphone it next
Okay.
time.
I don't know if there is a speakerphone function. Plus, to get my mic
It's
over
kind
there
of hard to
is gonna be
operate old phones
Yeah,
now.
I'm looking for Sleepless in Seattle. You guys got that in
Yeah.
rent?
tough. Oh my
This
goodness.
is a terrible idea. Why did we give that
Yeah.
number out?
I'm gonna put it out there that we are exactly like 2 calls away from me unplugging this thing. But here we go. I'm gonna keep doing this. Killer Radio Show. I think it was our second caller. I'm sorry. Were you that caller, or is there another? Is there a problem with
Gertrude,
me
is that
hanging
you?
up on people?
No, I'm just wondering why you hang up on a guy that's gonna win a prize.
Oh well, I think it was a lady. Their name was Gertrude.
Oh, well, whoever. Are you? What was the prize? Can I have it since you hung up on him?
Yeah, actually, it's actually the same prize as the last person. I could do this all night. I really could. I love hanging up on people.
But
I want to.
if you don't want to, disrupt the show and call in, you can Twitter at us. And
Yeah, tweet at Cast of Killers, hashtag Killer Radio.
Gertrude sounds like she's very old, so she probably doesn't know what a tweeter
It's
is.
just that wino bum who's interrupted the show a couple of times calling in. It's about 8:15 here in River West. We're gonna bring Jason Evans on in a couple of minutes, probably around 8:25. So.
Not 8:30 for some reason.
No, you know what? I don't want to keep him waiting. He's looking at me like menacingly.
He ironed that shirt
He's
for this occasion.
He's getting angrier and angrier at
For this
people
radio
calling
show,
in.
he ironed the shirt.
At least I am. Well, let's talk about. I mean, we did prepare some topics outside of talking about shows that we kicked butt in, and
No, we should say the last rounds at our park coming up.
Yep.
yeah, we'll save most of the plugs for the end of the show. I don't want to give people too much overload. So if you want to hear some of the plugs, we'll do them all at the end. Yeah. Maybe we'll talk about some of them in between. But do we have any tweets right now, Eric? Do your job, Eric. We should say that the band that we played was J Flash. I'm gonna play that same song again too. I believe the name of the song was Requiem for a Species. So I don't know what that means. It's a little too heady for me.
So, do you want to hear some tweets?
Yeah, go ahead. Eric forgot to charge his phone again, so that's an update that we can give. Those of you who thought that this week Eric would charge his phone,
You were wrong.
you were wrong. We should say now, too, that people should be able to listen from their iPhones. So that's really cool. I think that if you're able to do that. And you can be out and about listening to the show. Go ahead, Eric.
Mark Thorpe said before the show even started, he was tweeting at us that he was excited for the show. So
Yeah.
glad to hear he's back because he's a regular guy. That was pretty cool.
He's in a dorm room somewhere. Mark, I hope you're really kicking tail in fantasy basketball and whatever you nerdy college kids do these days. Go ahead.
And Aiden tweeted.
Aiden Rady.
What's up?
We should say we are an international show.
Yeah.
Yep.
We do appeal to a very wide crowd.
Does that come with a rape smiley?
Aiden's a former comic who lives in Japan. He moved there to be with his the girl that he likes, I guess.
Wife, I think.
Yeah, his wife,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, his
whatever.
wife, yeah.
They don't wear rings though, So she's still on the market, kind of. Anyways, former comic Aiden Rady, what does he have to say?
He says he wants to see Steve and the Bum fight to the death.
In Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, Steven the Bum. That you should start a radio show. Call it Steven the Bum.
and Aiden's money's on the bum, he says.
Yeah, I would say the Bum. I'll take the
My
Bum.
money's on Steve.
Yeah, my money's on Steve too. Come on.
I guess for anybody who hasn't listened before, we have had the show be interrupted 3 times
his
by a
name?
wino bum
Andrew?
named Andrew.
Andrew, yep.
Last week, this is how crazy he is. Last week he came in and he told Gary to drink.
Wow, he obviously hasn't been paying attention.
Yeah, I don't know if people know Gary
was
or
already
watch that
drinking.
show, but Gary brought like a bottle of vodka to the show, like that we were.
Smoothies.
Yeah.
Smoothies.
And this is at the same time that we were like, yeah, we're reaching out to the alderman trying to get him on. We just like bring an alcoholic in who made smoothies. So, but I will say he made smoothies, Jason. I don't know what you got to bring, but I imagine a nice pasta fajoule.
There we go. Cool. And Ed Nugent tweeted in that he wants to know the phone number again. Which
414-935-2951.
All right.
Please call that number at inopportune times.
preferably right in the middle of the interview.
You know what? That's because the last time we had this, was missing something like the bell to interrupt us constantly.
Yeah.
So now it's off your hands. And
I
it's
call
just
that interrupting thing Gary or Eric.
Yeah.
Because generally they were talking over each other.
interrupters.
Yeah. So let's talk about something more like current eventsy because we've been talking about a whole bunch of stuff that has nothing to do with anything. Did you read the story about Bobby Petrino?
Yeah, actually, I liked watching the progression of it because originally they released first Ryan, catch them up.
Okay, so Bobby Petrino was the head coach of the Arkansas Razorback football team, and he crashed his motorcycle. Not a huge deal, but his 25-year-old mistress was on the back of that motorcycle. And also, he was paying her like $25,000 out of the football program to just be on staff.
He had just started doing that too. He had just hired her on after like 350 applicants.
She made it. She made the cut.
The best part about that is that the original press release said nothing about anybody else being there. They made it clear. It was like, okay, Bobby Petrino got into a accident. He seems to be fine. His family's with him, and they just want to make clear there was absolutely no one else at the scene of the accident. And like 2 days later, obviously, the police report came out that there was an injured woman. So,
and then his press conference, he went out and said that she wasn't on the back of his motorcycle, which was
she was just on the
did
side
you
of the
see his
road,
press
right?
conference though?
No.
Oh my God, the photos are so good. Imagine a man, if you will, wearing a neck brace, like one of those comical like white neck braces,
right.
not the Velcro ones,
like
but
the insurance fraud neck brace.
yeah, like the insurance fraud neck brace. Wearing an Arkansas Razorbacks hat, like a white hat, which is like classic sign of a douchebag is the white hat, and then his face just covered in what looks like cat claw scratches because he had tumbled through like the brush, and he had to like get up there in front of all these reporters and be like, hey y'all, I had a bad weekend. Like, it was the best.
It started off so promising too that weekend.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the thing. That's what I was thinking.
Oh,
about.
that's right. He originally said that he was on vacation with his wife, didn't he?
Sure.
Yeah, he said that he had just visited his wife and he was on his way home or something.
When in actuality, he had just gotten a motorcycle. He picked up his mistress, who was 25, and went for a joyride to celebrate the fact that she is now getting $25,000. Like he went from having like an all-time high, like having a great time, like riding through the open road with his mistress on his back, to flying through the brush and thinking, oh my God, I'm gonna get fired,
Yeah.
and divorced, and I'm losing all my money.
Like he doesn't even notice the scratches and the broken bones. All he can see is his career flashing before his eyes.
I wanted him to make up an excuse too, like, the only reason I love when they do that. So when they're like, the only reason I swerved is because a little kid dropped a ball, and that ball rolled out in the street, and the kid is narcoleptic, so he fell down and fell asleep really fast, and he looked to be low in blood sugar, and I had a juice box, so I swerved and I threw the juice box. Juice box got caught under the wheel. We swerved.
Thank God my mistress was there to milk him.
Yeah, thank God my mistress broke my fall.
She even had a sandwich ready. It was nice.
Yeah, it was perfect. I love that story. I love stories like that where like people actually do get their comeuppance. It's perfect. Like, nobody should feel sorry for that guy.
No.
And if you were to tell me like, oh, a guy crashed his motorcycle and horribly injured himself, as well as the woman that he was riding with, and then lost his job the next day, I'd be like, that's terrible. Yeah. And then you're like, well, he's a head football coach. I'd be like, well, that's fine with me. I'm totally okay with that.
He deserved it.
Yeah. Oh man, classic. He looked like he had fallen out of a tree and just like fell in face first into like a badger hole. Like, that's what his face was, like, completely red. It was great. You should check out the photos, Jason.
I will.
Maybe we'll post one on the Facebook page.
There we
That's
go.
a good idea. We got to get Steve a computer to like be in charge of these things.
You're being awesome.
Awesome, Steve. Yeah, make sure if you have something to say about Bobby Petrino, tweet in at Cast of Killers, #Killer Radio, whatever you want about Bobby Petrino. I'm sure there's some people out there with something to say about it. I think what we'll do now is we'll play a song, and when we come back, we're going to have Jason Evans from MKE Funny, and tweet us any questions you might have for Jason Evans or for us. Otherwise, we're just going to kind of talk about some of the stuff that he's got going on and some of the other things that we have on our list. So, again, I'm going to play a song from Jay Flash. I'm going to play the same song because I kind of liked it. It's called Requiem for a Species. This is Jay Flash. You're listening to River West Radio, and this is the Killer Radio Show.
All up in the 414. What?
It's falling apart again. Falling apart is all that it can do. Now If your God is one that makes you turn from truth, or if he just doesn't let you love everyone, then maybe you should find a new way to get through this. Maybe you should find a way to love them too. Join the other side. The other side, it's fucked too. And just trying to ease my mind. Easing my mind, it's not easy to do. Do is move it one step forward, but you find you cannot even stay in place, 'cause everyone is trying for the same thing you are. Everyone is dreaming we will keep this up. Time to know just what is there around you. Take the time to find your own way to decide. And all these people pushing camels into needles, walk away into the rhythm of the sun.
Okay, all right. That was Jay Flash. That music was donated to us the same way that anybody can donate music to River West Radio and to our show specifically. Please donate to us. If you want to come up with an original song just for the show, too, that would be great as well. Right now, we're joined by Jason Evans of MKE Funny. What's up, Jason?
Not much. You know, I noticed every time I come to River West, I'm performing in some sort of, like, storefront. Yeah. I figure, like, I should be, like, dress nicely or carry a mannequin.
An apron, maybe an apron.
You go over to Miramar. You go over to Miramar and it's in front of a, the stage right. Or Art Bar Thursday, it's in front of a window. It's like, I'm always, they're always seeing my worst side.
Stage right is funny because you're on like you're on a stage. Stage right's on the east side of Milwaukee, and it's this real tiny bar, but it's a great open mic, and you stand on like what is essentially a soapbox, right?
Yep.
Do you ever get nervous that you're gonna fall off a stage? Does that ever happen to you?
I'm nervous that I'm gonna like burn myself on the neon Miller sign. I think that's on there. Yeah, but I mean, being a big guy on that stage is scary. I just kind of stand still. Art Bar has a lot more room.
No sudden movements. You're not gonna fall like a full 3 feet.
Yeah, well, and then the speakers, there's like chains holding them to the
ceiling.
I
use the stool. I gotta use the stool because it's there. Just to get me a leg up. But.
We should say Jason Evans is a local comic. He also runs MKE Funny, which is an awesome website that you can get. If you're a comic and you're not going to MKE Funny, you're out of your mind. Yeah. And if you're somebody who loves comedy and loves to see shows, it's the best place to find things that are going around in the southeastern Wisconsin, basically.
We were talking about your calendar, too. It's a pretty extensive calendar, like everything.
Yeah, I try to put everything on there. I update it almost daily. Yeah. Like I was telling you guys outside, I updated it twice when I got home from work just to keep up with all the shows going on. It's crazy,
Yeah, so what made you think, like, somebody needs to be doing this, and I'm that guy?
Well, like just over a year ago, I started doing comedy, just some open mics and stuff, and all the information that was online, most of the information was false. So I wasted my time.
Yeah.
I wasted my energy. Yeah, well, it would say that there's an open mic at a place. I'd go there, ask the guy at the door. He had no idea what I'm talking about. So all the information was false, and I was wasting my time running around. I thought this is really, not good. So I just started my own site.
So purely out of anger, you started your website,
absolutely,
just 100% anger.
completely out of anger and frustration. I thought, this ain't right. Like if there's gonna be a Milwaukee scene in comedy, the
gotta take
least
care
we
of
need
it.
to know is where and when, so people can actually
Yeah.
get there.
We barely need to know what. Like we can have a mild understanding of that there's going to be jokes there.
A mic, stage, storefront. We're there. you
Yeah,
know what I mean?
exactly. That's funny. Yeah, I know. I use it like on a almost daily basis to
Oh,
see
I
where
appreciate
people
it.
are
I
at.
appreciate
And
it.
I mean, it's a good thing too if you got a show coming up, you post it in there, and then everybody that's a part of the members and stuff. sees
Yeah,
it.
definitely.
Yeah, I just try to I try to make it a flagship for the scene. So
Yeah.
if
And it
anyone's
is, so.
and if anyone's coming into town and wants to know what the Milwaukee scene is like, it's right there.
Yeah,
it's all,
definitely.
all out there on the pad there, and I get hits from all over. In fact, I've been getting hits from Japan, and I knew
Yeah,
it
it
was
had to
him.
be-
yeah,
had to
and
be
I was
Aiden.
like, yes, I'm worldwide. But,
Yeah, right on.
but I get hits from all over the place. I've been getting a lot of hits lately from Chicago. Chicago's been blowing up lately on the
Yeah,
site.
they've been
That's
really
awesome.
great. A lot of Chicago guys come up here and do shows with us, which is super fun
Yeah.
to do because they have even like the guys coming from Madison and stuff. I find that everybody has a different perspective. So you started comedy in Milwaukee, but are you originally from Milwaukee?
Yeah, I've actually unfortunately lived in West Dallas my entire life.
Wow. I
And I
mean,
still do. Yeah,
wow.
unfortunately.
You and Jeremy J. That's really unfortunate.
It's bad, but it's just like I said, I pride my site on being updated
Yep.
and constant information. I've
Yeah.
called Jason in the past. I've called Damon in the past and asked him what's going on with this, what's going on
Yeah.
with that.
Why is your site so screwed up,
no,
Damon?
No, not that. But just like if like Carte Blanche was off for a while and then it
Yeah.
was back on.
Yep.
Right, right,
I
right.
didn't have that information, so I just gave him a call, and I check up on these things. It's important to me
Yeah.
that the information is correct on the site, and that's the main focus of it.
Yeah, definitely. So let's talk about your comedy a little bit. I know that I got to see you. You did Art Bar the other night.
Yeah.
And I love seeing all the comics come out, but it's always nice to see like a familiar face and somebody that we respect because they do so much for the scene too.
Yeah.
It seems like a lot of your jokes are rooted in like literally in your personal life.
Yeah, most
You
of them are.
you talk about your wife. You talk about like things that you go through interpersonally, which is something that not a lot of comics do. Can you talk about how you're able to do that?
I just take it from my experiences and then exaggerate or lie about whatever I need
Yeah,
to make
exactly.
it funny. You know what I mean? But just personal views that I have. Like I had that McDonald's joke where I saw him with the fillet of fish saying that it's freshly caught. I just thought that was a ridiculous thing, and I thought,
Yeah.
that's stupid. There's something funny.
So
in
again, anger. It really is.
absolutely, it's anger and rage. That's my whole thing.
Have
the
you ever-
site-
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Have you ever gotten? Has that ever backfired on you? I guess that's the fear that like comics have is if I
Yeah.
talk about something in my personal life, then it'll eat me up. Or do you
Yeah, is your
explain
wife
it
cool with
away?
that? Like,
Yeah, she's fine.
Yeah.
She doesn't care. I mean, most of the
Gets
most
you out of
the
the house.
Yeah, most of the jokes I have are just funny of her. None of them are like blatant.
right,
you know.
or none of them are just like really like like graphic or sexual.
Yeah,
Like, me and my
nothing
wife
like
are doing
that.
it.
Yeah.
I love that wedding ring joke.
Yeah, that's actually a true story. that actually is. Yeah, I did have to pawn my wedding ring at one point.
Oh no.
It was horrible. It was a horrible experience. But I'm a comic, so that's expected.
Yeah, you got a
It
good
was
joke
funny,
out of
my
it.
wedding ring,
That's
you
what
know.
matters.
himself wrote your life.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. And but I just take experiences and then go for it, So just like any comic does, that's in the area, they just draw off of personal experiences and
Like whatever you are interested in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
we're gonna try and have Jason be on mic too. Other Jason. Let me see. Oh, I wrote down some stupid questions too. Do you want to answer some stupid questions?
Yeah, I'll try.
Okay. What is funnier, an angry cat or an embarrassed dog?
Wow.
SAT. SAT.
I don't know. I don't like either. I don't like animals.
He's going up.
Doesn't like he went off the board.
Doesn't matter to me. Yeah.
All right, well you got that one wrong, Jason.
I
You
know
actually
I did.
got
I
that
know.
one.
I'm
The
sorry
answer
about
was embarrassed dog. Always
okay,
funnier.
all
Always funnier.
All
What's your tell me what's your worst and best show experience? I mean, what's the best show that you've had in your time as a comic?
The best show was at a Moose Lodge in Racine, which is odd, odd, right? But it was one of those dinner comedy deals, and There were 150 people. They were the biggest crowd I was ever in front of, and I was terrified. And I went up there and did 10 minutes, and I hosted the show. But the laughter in that volume of people shocked me.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever experienced that where
A moose
where
lodge?
there's that many people in the crowd and they're focused on what you're doing.
Oh, yeah.
And to hit that laughter, it hits you like a wave, and it's like it shocked me, and I was like,
First
whoa.
you think you don't deserve it.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
You're like, oh man, this is horrible. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Piece of shit.
Yeah, did you ever find, like, I think that's one of the things that sets a lot of comics apart is when they feel that they did something really great. Comics will either go one of two ways. They'll be like, they didn't actually like that. Or they'll know how to handle the crowd and they'll use that laughter to get even bigger. Do you find that you must feed off of that, that in some way?
It's the biggest excitement ever to take something from that you've taken from your mind, which you all have experienced here. You take it from your mind, you put it on a paper, you work it out on open mic nights, and then you perform it in front of, I call them organic audiences, just because that's what I call them, because they don't have anything vested in you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they don't care.
It's get up there and make me laugh. I paid money. I want to see you laugh. And if your jokes are getting laughs at an audience like that, you can feel really secure in your material. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Makes all the hard work and bounce checks worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. Pawned rings, you know what I mean?
Pawn
So,
rings, yeah.
Worst show.
worst show. I have those a lot more often, unfortunately.
Sure.
I've never had anything like, people rushing the stage or wanting to kill me or anything.
Yeah, but you're like, physically imposing. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
Aiden had a
Well,
guy
thank
kiss
you,
him at a
sir.
show, if I
take that as a
recall.
compliment, Yeah. But just, a dead crowd, silence, no laughs, what do you...
Just stoned. Just like,
Yeah,
okay, just
yeah,
like,
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, and that used to terrify me, and now I'm learning to kind of shake that off a little bit, So, but each show is...
specific instance where it was like out of your mind. What's the worst?
Like, what is wrong with you people?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I was at a...
right now, but I'm gonna push through.
I was at a show in New Lisbon, and in this little dive bar, and they didn't want anything to do with there's like 4 people, and the rest were just drunk patrons. Like, oh, it was a comedy show,
Oh yeah.
And it was horrible. The sound was horrible. The audience was bad. There were people playing cards, throwing dice. They could care less. And
Oh,
that
that's
was horrible.
not good.
Jack City?
It was horrible, and it was just bad. No one cared what you were saying and everything like that, and it's just bad. I've performed with people where they sit behind me.
Oh, no.
That can't say more.
That's your best angle.
Yeah,
though, right?
I said, you sure you don't want a front seat? No, we're comfortable here, seeing just completely ignoring you.
We got a good view of the back of your head.
Yeah. So I've been
Tell
to
your
Watch you
jokes.
cry.
Yeah, but the horrible ones, I used to, leave those thinking, oh God, this is bad. I'm never doing this again. This is horrible. But after a while, there were times where I performed 4 shows in a row every day, and
Yeah.
each show is different. Each group is different. Each group laughs differently at different things.
Mm-hmm.
And then I kind of learned that, it's just, it's not going to
Everybody
be the
likes to
same.
laugh.
Yeah, it's not going to be the same.
What's an important lesson? Like, I know everyone's got these delusions that they got set up before they start comedy. What's one of the most important things you've learned? One of the most profound
Oh, jeez.
things
Oh,
you've
Jason's
gleaned?
trying to get deep on you.
I know, man. Jeez.
I'm sitting on the floor, so I gotta
Yeah.
go.
I know.
The closer to the ground Jason is, the more philosophical
Yeah,
he gets. I
exactly.
apologize. When he sleeps, he just shouts out aphorisms.
Like what? What was the question again?
What was it? What's the most important lesson you've learned? You've
Just keep
gleaned?
getting up there. Just keep
Yeah.
doing
Yeah.
it, no matter what.
Yeah, keep
No
writing.
matter if it's a horrible crowd, if it's a good crowd. I was nervous getting on stage. I've bombed in front of everybody. I did a open mic at the Comedy Cafe. I just died up there. Jason was witness to that, and it was really bad.
See, I thought the thing is like it's always weird in a crowd like that because I thought you were funny. It's just the audience just kind of sits there, and I think they think that you're funny too. They just
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, grumpy people are no fun to
Yeah,
do a show for.
I
for
came here
sure.
for one reason, and his name is
Like,
you.
That's so funny. Like you bring that up. Like we've done shows for all sorts of people, and we've done shows for where kids were there too. We talked about this
Yeah,
on
yeah.
a previous show, and I'll be darned if kids don't like to laugh as much as anybody. So, do you find yourself in first of all, do you want to have kids?
I have
No.
kids. Yeah, I have enough. Yeah.
And second of all, like, do you find that like being around people who are completely pure to their experience of comedy, whether they haven't seen it before, they haven't seen you before, or they're new to this whole thing of somebody being honest, do you find that to be exhilarating or terrifying?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's both. Absolutely, you're right down the center. I mean, it's terrifying. For me, it's terrifying to get on stage.
Yeah.
It always has been. I always get a little nervous. Lately, it's been getting better. The more I get on stage, the better I get at that part. Just
You
like,
walk your way through the carpet, like back and
it's
forth.
like, no, I don't. I try to stay. I smoke maybe
stationary.
a carton of cigarettes outside in about 5 minutes, but that's about it. But then, at a point, I had to just say, well, if I want to be a stand-up comic, I gotta get on stage. It's just you got to. You have to do it. And I see a lot of people that are funny, that work on material, but they don't. They're scared. They don't want to get on stage, and that's
definitely.
a huge hurdle to some people.
Oh, yeah.
Some people just love the attention, like Jason. over
Jason,
here.
yeah.
He
Some
doesn't
people
get-
don't
he'll-
have anything
yeah.
else to do, like Eric. So you got that.
He'll stay on stage all night, but for me it was a little different, and now it's getting easier and easier.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I should say that having you as part of the comedy community, it's like an essential piece in the whole thing, because we
I
need
appreciate
people to
that.
book shows. We need people to go up and be super funny, and you happen to do two things. You happen to be super funny, be on stage, and you do another thing as well. And I think that's kind of what we're trying to do with things like the podcast, things like this radio show on www.riverwestradio.com. This is called Resetting. This is the Killer Radio Show. My name is Ryan Mason. I'm here with Jason Evans of MK Funny. I think, did you guys have any questions that you want to bring up? Is there Twitter that we can answer? Any questions that came in for Jason?
I wanted to say something just to stroke your ego a little bit. I can honestly say that, I mean, for all the marketing that we do, we wouldn't have nearly as many people at our shows if it wasn't for your participation.
I
in the scene.
appreciate that
That's-
a lot,
it's
man.
Yeah, isn't
so-
it
we're
strange
so
that
grateful
like
for your help.
when we go to these shows and you see somebody that's super duper funny, you just think like, there's no way this guy does another thing well.
Well,
like you see.
well, it's a passion. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? I got a
definitely.
passion for comedy, and it shows in the site that I do, and
Yeah.
I try it at the stand up. I do it a little bit that way, but the site wouldn't even exist without people like Cast of Killers,
Yeah.
and I mean, I'd have nothing to
Nothing
put
to
up.
us,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? You
Yeah.
guys, you
We're
guys.
Spider-Man and you're the
Absolutely, and the people, all the people putting on the shows and stuff, they, I wouldn't have a site, I wouldn't have anything to report on if there weren't guys like Cast of Killers booking shows,
So were you always somebody who was like technically oriented?
Absolutely not. I know nothing about a website, not a thing, and I also don't know anything about about videos or anything like that. As you can see, some of my videos are getting rough. Right now, I got a video that I have an editor working on, and hopefully it'll be coming out. It's a Tom Clark interview I did last week. He blew into
Awesome.
town,
Yeah.
and I got to the Safe House let me in there. They gave me 2.5 hours with him.
Wow.
And the Safe House used to be the longest running open mic in the city.
Really?
That's
Yeah.
that's the old
legendary.
school, like from 2000 to 2006, I think, when Tony Miller died.
Yep.
That was where
Wow.
Jeff Lampton, Michael Gull,
Frank Caliendo was there.
yeah,
Okay.
Dallas,
Dallas, yeah.
all
That's
of these
amazing.
It
I didn't
is.
know that.
Yeah, and
That's the thing. Like when we got into it, it was like 3 years after that happened, and everyone was still recovering from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that a show that, like, obviously you were sad to see it go, but did it end at its right time?
I wasn't around when it ended. I knew
Oh, really?
nothing about it at the time. I learned it through the community of talking to comics and doing interviews for the last year. And then I learned about Tony Miller, who passed away way too early. And that, that was, he was a driving force of that. But before that, Tom Clark had it for 2 years. And that's why I chose to do the interview there, because I thought it'd just be great.
Oh,
I got
yeah,
him,
that's
I got
awesome.
him coming up in the big chair from the floor.
Oh,
they got
yeah,
the big,
yeah.
it's awesome. It's great. They did a great job. And now, I got a guy editing it for me. And, but I'm not technical. I know nothing about websites. Honestly, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just doing the best I can, and it takes me a lot of time.
Do you think that, well, I mean, like, if I saw you on the street, I wouldn't be like, that guy's a tech guy. Like I wouldn't. I'd be like if I saw Steve Breeze, I might say that.
Yeah.
If I saw you
Because he
coming down
looks
the street,
intelligent. That's what
I
I'm
would
saying,
think that
Steve.
Someone sent you to kill me.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
you usually yell at me. I got your money. That's what you usually. Yeah, that's a hello I get from Jason whenever I see him. But
Yeah, we should say Jason Evans is a well-dressed Italian man. So, like, sometimes
Likes
it's
to carry on a
scary.
guitar case. For
actually, I'm only a little bit Italian. I'm mostly Welsh. In fact, I have a little joke about that, but we won't get into that. But no, I am a little bit Italian. But for some reason,
your hair is 100% Italian.
Yeah, your hair
for
is
some
Italian.
reason, I have that in. I just got that in, and I've always gotten it since I've been in the community. I've had Damon talk, on stage about me when I, and the guy with the only, mafia haircut in the room, Jason Evans.
Yeah.
It's constant, and I love it. It's great.
Well, like,
so-
nobody in Milwaukee is going to claim Welsh, right?
Yeah, well, that's what,
You,
that's what
like,
I'm saying.
Rep-
all the
Welsh,
ladies are really
what?
lining up for the
What?
Welsh guys.
Yeah, we're known for nothing but herding sheep and grape juice. So there's
Yeah.
nothing else. There's nothing else there.
Necessary for a true civilization.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But there's nothing to brag about that.
You know what? I don't like
I
the
can't
Welsh
hurt
people.
sheep.
I'll say it. My Twitter I had to change because there's a Welsh soccer player who's like 19, but he's like world renowned,
Yeah.
and we have the exact name, first, middle, and last, exact same name. So I have a substitute Twitter at real Ryan Mason, just as a
original
look, buddy, I'm gonna be bigger than you someday. I'm rooting for
But
injuries.
I'm going to be older when it happens.
Yeah. Maybe my name's Welsh then. Oh my God, I'm Welsh. Oh no. This is terrible.
But what I'm trying to do in the future now with the site is get more press, get more press releases, get more things. I just teamed up with Third Coast Digest. I'll be writing for them comedy. And they're boasting over 100,000 hits a month. So that would be great for a link up.
Oh, that'd be great for
and
everybody.
I'd like to duplicate that all over the place. So
Okay.
with Shepherd Express, Onion, try to do something
yeah.
that way.
Yeah, what's funny is like it's interesting you bring that up. Like, I'm not tuning my own horn, but like sometimes you do see your name associated with the show, whether in a newspaper, and it could be the smallest newspaper ever, but like I still get like a kick out of that. Like, does that happen to you where you see something about yourself and maybe somebody mentions MKE
yeah.
Funny here? Like, does that still get you?
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, when you guys mention it, it blows me away. I want to drive right down here and shake your hand. I mean, seriously, even I don't care.
I
if
should
there's-
say Jason's woken me up in the middle of the night to shake my hand.
I don't care if
That
there's
wasn't
like
your hand.
Hey now, I don't care if there's 3 people watching, 2 people watching, 1 people watching.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter to me. Just that you guys mention it is an honor to me. You know what I mean?
Your hard work.
I really appreciate that.
Yeah,
stuff,
well,
you
we
know?
appreciate it too. Are there any shows that you have coming up that you want to talk about?
There's a lot going on this week. If you go on the site,
Give us the rundown,
MKEfunny.com, we got 4 open mics going on, 6 local showcase shows. That's this week.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Holy
Then we have all the clubs that are having shows going on. Daniel Tosh is in town
Wow.
on Friday at the Milwaukee Theater, and then
Racism comes back to Milwaukee.
but you talk about the local shows. Just on Friday alone, you got the Karma Show.
Yeah.
with,
Eric is in that.
Yeah, I'm in that.
Yeah. And then this just came in today. Grown Folks Comedy Show with T Rock and D Rock.
Is that spelled GROAN?
But that's going
comedy
with T Rock and D Rock is hosting over at the Broadway.
T dot.
T dot. Yeah.
T Dot.
And D Rock.
T dot.
Yeah, maybe that is right.
Those are
Yeah,
cool
maybe
guys.
I had too many rocks there.
Bebop and Rocksteady.
But, yeah, and that one's at the Broadway Dinner Theater, and then
Broadway,
there's
baby, that's a great
Yep,
venue.
yep.
That's a great venue.
and then Nate Ford's performing out in Brookfield, Best Western. This is all on Friday alone.
Wow.
And then the worst case scenario, the improv
at the
group
Comedy
at
Sports,
Comedy
right?
Sports, and that's at midnight, which is a great show. So
Do you find yourself? I guess like the improv stuff too. Like I don't even think about, but that's a big part of what you do too.
I try to cover everything I can. So
you
and
have a
I'm sure I
favorite?
miss things. Do I have a favorite improv group?
Yeah, I'm curious.
I love Worst Case Scenario. They're awesome.
Oh yes.
They're
I've never
really
seen.
good.
Have you seen them, Jason?
Yeah, they're really good.
fantastic.
They're really good. And then there's also an improv group of all women called
Broad-minded.
Broad-Minded, and they're incredible also.
They're
And
smart.
very smart and very.
I don't like that. I
very
don't like the sound of
awesome
that. Smart
And
women.
they got sketch comedy. It's sketch improv. I mean.
Oh, okay.
So it's really you always gotta catch a show for them.
Awesome.
They're really cool. And then later on this weekend, you got the original Daryl Hill comedy show at the Why Not.
Talk
Yeah.
about a long-running room. That room's
been
been
going
running.
on.
Yeah, he's coming back. Yeah.
Talk about long running, all the women running away from Daryl Hill. Wearing sweatpants and a leather jacket as he usually does.
And the mob hat.
Yeah, and the hat. Yeah.
I like me some Daryl Hill. He's,
Oh, absolutely.
yeah.
He's a legend, man.
If anyone in this world ever kept it real,
oh yeah, Daryl Hill has been keeping it very real.
He comes out
The
with a
original
different
Daryl
hat every time you see him, man.
but not a
He's-
different pickup line.
He always like shakes my hand and says something like, "You gotta stay cool to be cool," or like, you know, what I'm like, I don't know. I get, okay, Daryl, good
It's
to
like
see
a
you.
witticism dispenser.
He's
Love
awesome.
that guy.
Yeah,
And
he's great.
He's cool. And then on Sunday, Dobie Maxwell's holding a tribute to Cardell Wills at Shank Hall.
Okay.
What do those
That-
things mean?
Yeah, what is that?
Cardell Wills was an old comic. He used to run an open mic at Sardino's, I believe it was.
Oh, wow.
And Dobie Maxwell hit that open mic with Chris Barnes. And
Oh,
they
okay.
This was kind of their guy that they that helped them through comedy.
So it's a little tribute show.
Yeah, it's a tribute show. He passed away. I'm not sure exactly what year. I think it was 2004 of Alzheimer's, which is horrible for anybody, but especially for a stand-up comic to
Oh,
not
yeah.
be able to
Yeah,
remember.
Yeah,
God.
No.
that'd be the worst.
Jason's
know-
thinking about how much he can't remember.
And that show has a huge lineup.
Yeah,
I mean,
Chris
you got
Barnes.
guys like Chris Barnes in there.
Yeah.
Richard Haas is in there, and it's at 8:00 at Shank Hall. And then we actually on MKE Funny this week have a tribute video that MKE Funny shot for that show.
Oh, excellent.
With Chris Barnes, Dobie is in it, and Jeff Lampton edited it and shot the whole thing.
Well,
So
Jeff
it's
Lampton's in.
quick editing and a lot of metal.
I got a question. I just thought about this. You do a lot of interviews too, right? You interview.
Yeah, I got a
comics.
whole interview page, and like I said, I'm starting to do the video interview
Yeah,
page.
because I just saw you interviewed Laura Bites. And that was a video. Yeah.
Yeah, and Stacy Pulowski. Those are my first two that I did, and I got some other ones on the in the hopper.
Yeah, check it out. Anybody who's out there listening, go to MKE Funny, see what it's all about, and if there isn't something there for you, there's probably something wrong with you, or you
no
don't
sense
like
of humor.
comedy, because there's
probably from
something there
North
for
Korea.
everyone.
Well, I
There's
appreciate it.
something for everybody. Jason Evans, we're happy that you support everybody else. We want to support you and your shows because I love hearing your jokes. Which one of those shows really caught your eye? That Nate Ford, I always love seeing. He's
he's
so
cool,
funny.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
out in Brookfield, guy coming down from
Yeah.
usually works out in Appleton. That show is going to be hilarious. And then obviously the Karma Showcase with Mr. Eric Thorson.
Yeah.
I would actually. I'm actually interested in Daniel Tosh because I wonder what his
Oh, really?
performance is like
Without a green screen.
without a.
Maybe
green
he
screen.
has one.
He's a hilarious comic, stand-up
Yeah.
comic. He used
Yeah.
to be, but I'm wondering if he's going to take that route that most people go when they get too big, which is this kind of calling it in when he gets up there, just kind of going up there and lazily going through his jokes for $40 a pop.
I think maybe that's something that like you can get afraid of is that when somebody gets big, they're gonna lose their edge. But like at the same time, it's just like music. When your
Yeah.
favorite band makes it big, you don't want them to turn into something that they're not. But like, I don't know. What do you think, Jason? Have you seen comics get bigger and get worse or get better?
Yeah, I've seen that get worse usually. 'Cause like Nick Swanson, or I think his name is Swanson. Yeah, like his first special was awesome. I mean, that was one of the best I've ever seen. I thought it was hilarious. Second one, decent. Third one, I just didn't like it. I think it was the third one or the second one. I think he had three now.
Yeah.
In here?
He had that terrible.
Yeah, that was just nothing like, and I don't think you can capture that like when you were first starting out because you're hungry. You know what I mean? And you
Who knows if
really-
you can even prevent it?
Yeah, you're writing really good material and you want to really perform it well, but now, it seems like they slack sometimes when they make it big. Hopefully
Yeah.
someday I'll experience being horrible. Make a lot of
We can
money.
only
Yeah,
wish.
just be horrible.
Well, I've experienced myself being horrible on a regular basis, so that's pretty
But
good.
as far as me performing at places, I'm going to be
Yeah.
at Kiwani Inn on Saturday for an Honor Flight show up there.
Okay.
And then I don't even know where in Burlington. I'm somewhere in Burlington on the 24th. But I'm
Tony
gonna
Romo Steakhouse.
Yeah,
We'll be at the
probably.
Tony
And then
Romo.
April 28th, I'm going to be at Oak Creek at the Cellar. So Those
Okay.
are just a couple of the shows I'm going to be at.
Yeah, go
Cool.
check out
10
Jason
minutes.
Evans. Do yourself a favor, and especially when you go to these towns like Kewanee and Burlington. Those are, if you live in those towns, you should definitely check it out. If you're close to those towns, definitely check it out. But
appreciate it.
Jason Evans is somebody that you'll be able to see at places like Art Bar. If you want to see the genesis of some of those jokes that he's laying out at these book shows that he's driving to, come on out to Art Bar, see Jason Evans. Go to Miramar. Go
Yep.
to
I'll
Stage
probably
Right.
be there tomorrow night. So
Yeah, definitely. Well, do you guys have anything else that you want to add? Is there? Because I think let's check the tweet board one more time. See if there's anybody tweeting in. We haven't gotten a phone call for a while, which is
That's 'cause
good.
You hang up on every single.
Yeah, the phone line is 935
We're out of
29. Oh, I'm
prizes.
sorry, 414-935-2951. I guess I'll put you on if you want, because I thought that was kind of funny. Other than that, maybe while Jason's on, we had another topic that we kind of wanted to talk about. This would be good because you were at this event at Art Bar this past week. We had like a professional headlining comedian
awesome.
come into an open mic, which is like, I've heard that's a comedy phenomenon, but I'd never experienced it.
Right.
Like getting bumped by like somebody who is actually good at what they do.
In New York, you can expect it to happen. In Chicago, you can expect it to happen, but you don't expect it
Yeah.
on Burleigh in Wisconsin,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
River West.
Yeah.
He
So
was incredibly humble.
why don't we explain a little bit about what we're talking about too? Nick Vatterott is a comedian who is a national comedian, a headlining national comedian.
Oh, good.
incredible. Yeah.
And he's done shows like Jimmy Fallon and Conan O'Brien, and he
As opposed to the Barbarian.
Yeah, Conan the Barbarian. But he came into Art Bar after basically to promote shows that he was headlining at the Comedy Cafe, and did
I
like
caught one of those sets. That guy is majestic.
yeah, he lays it out like.
Majestic.
And that's a tough room. Like Art Bar can be a really tough room, and it was a tough room that night.
Yeah.
But it's so impressive to see somebody go in
Absolutely.
and just work that room. So I'm curious as to your thoughts. Like, was
I
it
love that.
weird seeing that?
No, I've seen it a couple times and it's really cool. I mean, one of the shows I was at Karma, some headliners came in from Bonkers and performed up there. From a show down there, and it was awesome to see that. Last week, Wednesday, Tom Clark came in and did a set at the Miramar. I mean, it's
awesome.
just incredible. These guys come in, and I don't think they understand. I've talked to some veteran comics, some national touring comics, and they don't understand, like, no, well, I just did, I just came in to say hi or whatever. But I explained to them that that's important for, guys like us to see them come in because
work a joke.
Because we look up to those guys, and I'm sure when they were starting out, they thought
We
the
all come
same
from
thing.
the same trash heap.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And for guys to pop in like that, or for that guy to come in and do 20-minute set, and for us that's an honor, you know what I mean? And for Tom Clark to pop in at the Miramar, after doing show, I mean, he's a national touring headliner.
Yeah, it says a
He's
lot.
had a premium blend special. It says a lot about the guy. You
Yeah,
know what I
definitely.
mean? It says a lot about all these guys.
He
that
came
come in.
into Carte Blanche one time too. Tom Clark did, and I was like, "Who's this old guy?" But then I was like, "Wow, this guy is very
I think you're
good."
thinking of Will Durst.
Oh, I'm thinking of
Durst.
Will
Will
Durst.
Durst, but yeah, Will Durst stopped in.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah. And that guy's been around forever.
Yeah. Oh,
Pretty sure he was Dracula.
yeah. I think it was fun to see. I mean, somebody really kick some tail in a room that we all go into.
The best.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. The best part about that was that after he did his amazing set, he then hung out with everybody and had conversations with people, and he wasn't egotistical. In fact, the best part was like, oh my God, this guy worked Conan and Jimmy Fallon, and he was like, yeah, I did those, and they did Jack for me. Like, you guys can aspire to this, but just know you're gonna have to keep grinding.
It's still
just 'cause
hard, yeah.
It's not like the 1985 when you were on Carson, and that
Yeah.
meant you were done. That was it. $250,000
Yeah.
next year.
I mean,
It's
he's
out.
gonna keep doing what he's doing because he's super duper funny. I mean,
And
that is the thing.
There's no,
he doesn't
there's
have a
no
day job.
pretense for that guy.
No,
Yeah.
no.
And most of those guys are like that. I've interviewed a lot of. I've tried to interview more headliners that come into do the clubs, and they're all real nice. They're all cool. They get back to you right away. They're happy to do an interview.
Yeah.
And they blow into town, and they're like, "Thanks, man, for doing that." And I'm like, "Well, thanks for giving me an interview. That
Yeah.
was cool."
It was really funny too on Thursday. I host that show on Thursdays, And you know, all the comics are going in doing their time. Some people don't. You know those nights where you don't like your own joke and stuff like that. I have those nights, definitely. But it was funny to get up there and be like, "Hey, in a couple of comics here, we're gonna have a headlining comedian come up," and just the look on the faces, like the two guys that had to go next, like right before him, like
Or after him.
yeah, or after him. I think we sent like Spencer. Yeah. We sent up a guy who like
We sent
basically
off-
had drank too much. So
We sent a Holocaust up after a Care Bears party.
yeah, it was weird. And I thought, yeah, like they did a good job. Like those guys, it was fun to see them get super duper nervous though and go do their stuff.
Yeah.
Do you still get nervous for shows?
Yeah, every once in a while I get a little nervous. Yeah,
And smoking all the cigarettes helps. You
Yeah,
said.
and then I just go up, and you just gotta, like I said, I psych myself out. Just do it. You
Yeah,
gotta do
definitely.
it. So if you want to do comedy, you gotta get on stage. You just have to
Absolutely.
do it. So.
Well, thank you so much, Jason
Thank you,
Evans.
man. I appreciate all your time in doing this, man. And
Yeah.
anything you guys need, let me know. So
Absolutely. So that was our interview with Jason Evans of MKE Funny. Make sure you go check that out on Facebook. Is there an exact website as well? Or
yeah, www.mkefunny.com.
Okay, www.mkefunny.com. Check it out. Go see some of the shows that Jason talked about. I'm going to play another song, and we'll be back to talk a little bit more, and hopefully the homeless wino bum won't be here. I'm pretty sure he will, because this is about the time that his bus gets here. So, like, I am definitely... like,
There it is.
You got some Mad Dog?
definitely, there is a guy he's got the Mad Dog all up in him, and that is probably going to happen.
Mad Dog.
Oh, yeah.
I think that they created Mad Dog around him.
Okay, again, this is Jay Flash.
'Cause he's-
So, Eric, you're wearing the headphones. Can you hear some music?
His breath speaks up.
Yeah. Yep.
From the burden, running away from the empty line in my life is the broken line in the love that is out and rolling away from an honest rolling against all they got to grind you down to a nothing, grind you down to the bone. And when we go out, I can't even see your face. On a bridge out to nowhere, pretend you still care. Go see a spectacle. Burning down
I'm live. I'm here to hold down the fort because they're all smoking cigarettes. Yeah, I'm Steve Breeze. This is my face. Not much of a bouncer. Just waiting for the bum to get here. Yep. It's really weird talking to myself because I don't know anyone on here. We're probably going to lose all the viewers. Yep. There's 8 of you. Or 8 of 0? I don't know. Help me out. I'm here by myself.
Oh, you ruining the show?
There's 8 viewers. I think we're going to lose them. 8 of 0?
Oh,
Does that mean 0?
Steve Breeze, everybody. So, what do you think, Jason Evans?
Oh, yeah. I really appreciate him. He's a great, asset to the comedy scene.
To the comedy team?
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. As are you. We should say Steve Breeze is also a comic. You're listening to River West. Did you reset? You didn't reset.
I didn't reset. You didn't tell me to reset.
Well, you didn't. Not doing his job. RiverWestRadio.com is where you listen. You can tweet at us. We'd really like people to tweet. We haven't gotten as many tweets tonight.
not as
Eric,
usual.
what's the Twitter?
It's over there. Oh, at Cast of Killers, #Killer Radio.
Yeah, Cast of Killers with an E.
Yeah, CASTE.
Killers.
Cast.
Yeah. Tweet at us. What's your Twitter?
I don't have a Twitter.
You're an idiot.
Doesn't have a Twitter.
No Twitter.
So Steve Breeze was in the Battle Royale. This is probably a good time we can talk a little bit about that.
Sure.
You got crushed by 2 monolithic comics that night. Well, I mean, really got crushed by 4 people because 4
Yeah.
people moved on.
Hey, no, they were all really good. I didn't watch any of you though, but I know you guys are all very good comedians. So.
Were you nervous, or was that why you didn't watch, or were you just like you didn't
I know I
appreciate
smoke.
me?
I smoke American spirits. And it takes like 2 comments for me to finish one.
We should say that Steve has no ability to talk.
No.
No, I'm teasing. I like teasing Steve because
I need water.
he reminds me of
Should I-
myself many years ago when I didn't have it all together.
No, I went to the
Steve,
doghouse.
this is what you're looking forward
Yeah.
to. Is,
Yeah.
Oh, great. Looking forward to that. I went to the hot dog, the doghouse last night.
Doghouse, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that place. And I asked for a hot dog with relish and mustard, and I got
Because you
mozzarella.
can't say ketchup
And you got
Yeah, I
mozzarella.
can- and I got mozzarella.
on your hot dog.
On my hot
Was
dog.
it delicious?
Yeah,
No,
sounds
no.
good.
And I didn't say anything. I just walked out, like, just disappointed.
You didn't eat the mozzarella hot dog?
No, I ate them both.
You know what I call that? The Steve Breeze.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, you can check me out on Facebook though. I am a Ram Damma Llama Cheese Monster.
A ram demo what?
Yeah,
I
it doesn't
am
make any
Rama
sense.
Damma Llama cheese
I'm the
monster.
only fucking cheese. Oh,
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 well, now you're
oh,
off. Now you're done.
I'm off.
Now he's off. All right, thanks, Steve Breeze.
No whammies.
Steve Breeze comes in for 5 minutes, swears, and we kick him out, which is great. Yeah, well, welcome back. We just reset. Send us a tweet. We want to hear from you people.
I wore an MKE
shirts.
funny shirt to eviction court. That was fun.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You were evicting somebody, though, right?
Yes.
You were not the evictee.
No, I was evicting somebody
If somebody,
who wasn't there.
if they were wearing an MKE funny shirt, would you have gone light
That would
on
have been amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
no way.
Got a whole new demographic.
Do you want to wear these headphones, Jason? I won't reach that far. The headphones are hot. They're hot. So we talked about some of the things that on the list so far. I don't know what you guys are thinking about talking about. We talked about shows. We talked about comedy. Maybe we should talk about some other stuff. We haven't seen any new movies lately, so we plan to go see Cabin in the Woods.
Oh, yeah.
because that looks really cool. If anybody's
Did you
seen that
see it,
movie,
Steve?
tweet us.
Super good.
Steve Breeze saw that movie. He said it's super good.
Super good.
We talked about Bobby Petrino. We talked about the Battle Royale. Talked about Nick Vatterott.
Madonna's got a new album,
Madonna's got a new album.
which is the equivalent of saying, "Oh, Grandma's painting again."
Yeah. I don't know. I heard there was like good tunes on it.
I'm sure somebody wrote great songs for her.
So what? Like, I mean, that's she's the queen of pop. Is that right?
No,
Material Girl.
She's not. She's the jester now.
She's the running out of Material Girl.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Nice.
I got a soft spot for Madonna. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with whatever she wants to do. That's
Yeah,
cool.
I used to have a soft spot for Madonna. It was called a tissue.
Wow.
Was that crude? Was that?
I don't even know what you're referring to, so I'm gonna say no.
I cried during her videos. Is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it used to
period
be,
when she got really super serious in the early '90s.
it used to be your playground in a
Yeah.
lot of ways. Yeah.
I cried like a virgin.
Sure. Do you like Madonna? You're from like northern Wisconsin. Like I feel like people don't even care. Like they're just like, who's this lady?
Yeah, she doesn't sing country, so nobody in northern Wisconsin knows.
What's your first like Madonna memory? Like, isn't that weird to think about? Like in your consciousness, there's something like many years ago.
Oh, like a prayer.
yeah.
That was
yeah.
like the most. It was obviously blatantly blasphemous. I
It was
appreciated it in this song.
blatantly blasphemous, if I recall.
Yeah, actually, that song. I hate to. I really hate to. It's a great song. I don't even care. That song
Yeah,
was
who
great.
cares?
And then she had this like during the early '90s. She like made really epic, beautiful songs when she was trying to impress people by not taking off her shirt. And I kind of like the Reality Bites soundtrack. Remember that?
Yeah. No, you're older than me.
Okay. Reality does bite.
Yeah, definitely. Like a Prayer came out, and I remember just like that was when videos were supposed to be movies. Also,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Like nobody had put two and two together that like it's somewhere in between. Like it's somewhere in between the Rod Stewart and Thriller. Like that's fine, but like not everything has to have a full narrative to it. Like,
Right,
like-
yeah. Well, remember the black and white videos? Speaking of Michael Jackson, remember the black and when they debuted on like NBC, and it was like, this real hodgepodge of random cultures, and all of a sudden he spends 10 minutes afterwards grabbing his crotch.
Yeah, it was like a Pepsi commercial, basically the whole thing. Oh man. And then, well, did he do the Super Bowl too, Michael Jackson? I feel like he did.
No, I feel
Maybe
like the
that
players are
aired
too
in
old
the
for
Super
him.
Bowl.
What?
I think that aired during the Super Bowl. Have you ever seen like some of the old Super Bowl halftime shows? There's a great YouTube clip out there of like the worst Super Bowl halftimes ever. And there's like at one point in time in the 90s, there was like a magic show. So it was like David Copperfield type of magic. So the kids would be into the halftime show. Now like 10 years later, it's like The Who, where like kids just
Or the
check out.
Black Eyed Peas.
Hey, that was
that-
great.
that
no,
was
it was terrible.
I remember
well.
the one. Remember the Indiana Jones halftime?
No.
That was a good one, right?
And
Yeah,
the Temple
absolutely.
of Crass Marketing.
Well, you remember, like at like Disneyland, they had that Indiana Jones like theme adventure show where like the ball comes rolling down.
Oh,
They
yeah,
basically
yeah.
did that as a halftime show. Yeah. And now we have Black
That
Eyed Peas.
seems really hard to translate to
television?
to
To the small
halftime,
screen?
to yeah.
No way. I'm in on that. What movie?
Toof.
What movie would you make into an adventure show and then make into a halftime show?
Requiem for a Dream.
See, I would go with Step Up 3D
Yeah.
because I want my
'Cause it's in
halftime to be
3D.
Avatar. I would do Avatar.
Avatar, Titanic. If we're
Yeah,
gonna go James
Titanic.
Cameron.
Titanic.
Yeah, James Cameron went to the bottom of the ocean and then he came back up. Did you hear about that?
I sure did.
What-
Good for him.
Why did he go? Why did he go to the
He
bottom?
because he was the farthest down anyone's ever gone, and that was it. That just
like that is it.
he spent all the money he made on Avatar to build a ship to
Yeah,
go
it's a wonder he's
3
divorced.
feet lower than everyone else. Good for
Yeah.
you, James Cameron. Now release a really boring documentary about it, and we can all listen to you talk about how great you are.
I can't imagine being like, dude, I got so low yesterday. It's so low. I was at the bottom of the ocean. Was it the Marianas Trench? Right?
I don't remember. I could look it up.
How's your under?
Was it called Hell?
Yeah, it was hell. He was at the top.
Thank you,
of
James
hell.
Cameron, for exposing yet another section of ocean life up to exploitation.
I just wonder if like he probably there'll be some stupid movie thing that comes out about it, but like he's the only person in the world that's really had that experience. So I just imagine him making a movie where it's like, yeah, being at the bottom of the ocean and nobody can relate to it. Just it's like
I feel
Avatar, like again.
I think it's unfortunate that like a well-respected scientist wasn't the first guy to make it down there. Like the first guy to make it down there was James effing Cameron. Oh, the most pompous, arrogant director on the face of the planet.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Kirk Cameron for a second there.
Let's never talk about Kirk Cameron,
Let's put
who actually there's a campaign against him that's basically stole our idea by calling themselves Cock. Obviously, yeah. It's CCOK. It's like child
church.
something against Kirk Cameron.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I know he's like a religious nut. Like I know that's like his deal.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Child celebrities against Kirk Cameron.
Yes. What like okay, first of all, if you're
That's-
under the age of like 25, Kirk Cameron was on a television show on like TGIF, which if you're under the age of 26 was programming on ABC.
Actually, no. Family Ties was not part of TGIF.
No.
That
Thinking
was
of Family
that was,
Matters.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
With Steve Urkel.
Yeah.
And Stefan Urkel.
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
And Step by Step. Remember that show?
Yeah, Step by Step, and then Boy Meets World.
Yeah, Boy Meets World.
See, like, okay, if the
The guy on Step by Step, remember the dumb one?
Yeah.
Yeah, he beats
Boner.
the
Yeah.
crap out of his wife.
Yeah, he's-
constantly. He was in the like 6 Kickboxer sequels.
what?
Yeah, remember
that
that
true?
Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, Kickboxer?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in like every single sequel where he kept fighting the same end guy, Tong Po, over and over and over again. Because Jean-Claude Van Damme's character was his brother. Welcome to my lonely childhood.
What should we do tonight? Watch Bloodsport alone.
Watch Kickboxer 9, The Return.
Well, it's Friday. TJF is on.
I feel like
and then Snick comes on tomorrow.
I feel like if a submarine came back from the Marianas Trench and like Urkel got out of it, like that would be really satisfying to me.
But he goes down as Urkel and comes back as Stefan.
Yeah, that's the only
from his
way to do
experience in the deep. He found the Holy Grail.
Yeah. He finally gets Laura to go on a date with him. Yeah, you know.
I touched the bottom of the ocean. Oh my god.
You're thinking of Wanda Faldo. Anyways.
I got some
Wanda
tweets
from-
if you want.
Oh yeah, finally. Thank you, Twitter people. If you're out there,
We have to
tell
catch
your
up a little bit.
All right. Any day now, Eric.
trying
You
to
got
read 'em.
one job.
Hope Jonathan with a little heart. She says that we're all Welsh.
Oh, well, that's clearly a diss right there. She just dissed us.
And Deborah Mason tweeting in.
Uh-oh.
How about some Girls Gone Wild? I don't know what that's
I
in
don't even
reference to. Does she want us to take our shirts off? What's going on?
I don't know. I'll just say yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah, okay.
I'll do comics gone wild. You want to turn the camera
No,
towards me?
I don't want to do that. There are children. There are children watching.
Deborah. They're
Okay,
denying
and then
you
our
what
buddy
you want.
Aiden just tweeted in.
Former comic Aiden Rady.
James Cameron wasn't even the first person to go down that far. He was just the first person to do it solo.
What?
Is that a joke? Aiden?
Oh, so what you're saying is that roving bands of scientists have been down there, but he went down there alone because no one can stand to be in an enclosed space with him for that long.
Yeah.
And now people care because the guy who made Ferngully the sequel decided that he was going to go down there. Okay.
It
He
only
was probably
made-
like hoping
He
for
made
it to.
Ferngully the
Po-
sequel?
Pocahontas Ferngully slasher fiction. That's all Avatar was.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. But I really
Mixed
think
with
there-
all of the technology from Aliens.
I feel like there was a sequel to Ferngully, and that we need to give it.
It was called The
its
Brave
due
Little
for it.
Toaster.
Oh my God, Brave Little Toaster's sad.
That's a really harrowing movie.
Yes. Like, okay, so you've seen The Brave Little Toaster. If people here haven't seen The Brave Little Toaster, give me your synopsis.
Oh, actually, I can't recall a single bit of it at the moment. I just, oh God.
It's a movie about appliances where all the
Yeah.
appliances are
Yeah.
friends, including like
Lamps and stuff.
Lamps and like, but a blanket is also a character too.
Well, what was that? Like, what were they up against? That's the part I forget.
Like garbage men, maybe.
Yeah.
I feel like they got like thrown out or something.
But like I remember the last half an hour being really intense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there was imminent danger.
Yeah.
Like the toaster, the Brave Little Toaster, was in danger of like being crushed and made into like a nicer toaster.
I will not make an English muffin.
Yeah, it was super racist. It was weird because it was weird to see all those appliances and like none of them had Asian accents.
Right, because that's back in the time when everything was made in America.
Yeah. Oh, Brave Little Toaster. I haven't thought about that in a while. I do remember it being when we were growing up. I know that like kids movies now with like Up is it?
Oh, anything by Pixar? Yeah.
Yeah, like they're sad-ish, but like there were some crushingly sad.
The Land Before Time is one of the saddest
Yeah,
movies
yeah,
ever made.
Yes. Yeah,
Like they're being chased by extinction at every turn.
yeah, and the first like 5 minutes of the movie is like, well, we gotta start this movie off. What do you think? Like, let's kill his mom like, right away.
It worked with Bambi.
Oh my God! Like when I guess like maybe that's a theme in like all kids movies because like Benji all the way up to Up, there's always terrible
Death.
tragedy.
Yeah.
Well, Up, the first 10 minutes of Up is probably one of the most heartbreaking sequences in cinema I've ever seen. Like where they meet and then they fall in love and then they get married and they have a great life and then she dies. Now he's stuck in this house. But the way they draw it and the way it's done, it's just so heartbreaking. And
Oh,
it does
yeah.
better. It tells a love story in those 10 minutes better than like Twilight or any Nicholas Sparks adaptation or Titanic or any of that dumb. I was about to say shite, but ever has. It was really profound, and I think that's where Pixar is kind of a cut above everyone else. Is they write really profound animated movies.
Yeah.
Like the first half an hour of WALL-E is just a silent film, and it's beautiful.
I think that they should pick up the Brave Little Toaster series.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
just make it their own.
Well, they have Brave coming out. I mean, we're almost there.
Put Little Toaster after it. I'm gonna go deface a bunch of those posters. Like Little Toaster. Oh my god. Well, we've made it this far without our friend Andrew showing
Yeah,
up and ruining things. In the background, you can hear Steve and Jason talking.
You can
about
also hear
stuff.
Hook is playing in the
Yeah,
background.
I think Hook is also playing in the background.
Is that Hook? I was trying to figure out what movie it was, but like paying attention 5 seconds at a time.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. What that is. I think. Well, I wanted to talk about infomercials. I don't know if you guys care.
Did we
but
talk about camping?
I'm sorry,
You wanna talk about
catheters.
camping?
Catheters.
Is an infomercial. Yeah, they have one, and like I tried to write a joke about this too, like because there was one infomercial that is basically a like catheter commercial, and it's these really like beautiful woman talking about it the whole time too. Which is, everything that's on late at night is always a beautiful woman talking about something like, hey, call this number, like, that sort of thing. And this one happens to be for catheters, though. And her, like, big sale point is that it'll fit in your purse. And
Where else will it fit?
I was like, my joke about it was just that, like, well, unless, mine is as big as a purse, like, I may have trouble with that. But... what's your my favorite thing about infomercials is when they have characters, like people playing characters in them, like the
Like
magic,
testimonials.
Yeah, the Magic Bullet one is perfect because it's like the hungover guy, he doesn't know how to use a blender, and then they come out and he makes like an omelet in 2 seconds.
With a blender.
Yeah,
Right.
with a blender. Like,
My favorite was always, what was that guy's name? Billy
Blanks.
Billy Mays.
Billy Mays. That guy, him and the ShamWow guy are very obviously drug addicts.
Yeah.
Actually, my favorite was ShamWow because I don't know. Do you guys remember the that comedy movie that was sold that was kind of had an infomercial for it and it had like the guy from the Green Mile in it and it was just like the worst.
Tom Hanks.
Yes. It was like the worst compilation of sketches ever produced, and he made it. The guy that sells the ShamWow was a Scientologist, and while he was a Scientologist, he was making this. The underground comedy movie is what it was called, and it was just terrible. But the head of the Church of Scientology found out about this, so they like excommunicated him, and now he's suing them, and he's using ShamWow cash to do that.
Yeah. Wow. He's gonna mop up.
Yeah, it's gonna soak up all of that. Yeah. So that's ShamWow. Those guys were so excited about their mediocre products. I loved it.
Yeah.
But what's the juicer? The one with the 95-year-old bodybuilder.
That's Jack LaLanne is who
Yeah.
that is. My mom's tweeting at you right now that's Jack LaLanne. He's always with his wife and like he's always talking about how like God bless Jack LaLanne. He's still alive and pumping iron apparently, but like there's something creepy about a guy who's just like talking about his digestive system and like how virile and alive like juice makes him with his wife right there. Like that's just scary. Like
Yeah.
I don't need. And second of all, I don't care how in shape Jack LaLanne is. I could beat the crap out of that guy. Like I could punch him right in his face. Not that I would.
No.
Certainly not. What's your favorite infomercial?
I gotta go Knife Show.
Oh yeah,
Knife Show. That's one of my favorites. Like, who needs 200 knives? Like, call right now and we'll double it to like 400 knives. Like,
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Ninjas.
I was gonna say
They're always like really small too. It's not just like really cool like samurai swords. It's always like 200 pocket knives.
But can they cut through a steel pipe?
Yeah, right.
yeah. Who's the guy from Desperado and all those Robert Rodriguez movies?
Oh, Danny Trejo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Danny Trejo's like fumbling for his phone. Like, I got to get the knives, man. So many knives, I keep losing all these. That's who I imagine is doing
Oh, the guy that goes like this?
Yeah, there's all these knives.
And then like they're always just like in like a rotating tray.
Oh, yeah. A lazy Susan.
That'd be a great first date. You're like, oh, yeah, can I come inside? You sure can. Check out my my lazy Susan of knives. One of these.
Help yourself.
I was like with my friend and we were really drunk, and I was like, oh, what should we watch? Knife show, and he's like, yeah, all right. And he ended up ordering like 600 knives. He's like, dude, I'm getting a great deal. I could sell them separately and make a fortune. And I was like, yeah, good luck with that.
He's got a big old pile of knives,
yeah.
huh?
Yeah, I got free shipping. This is the best deal ever.
How much did he pay for those knives?
It was like $40. For like,
That's as much as it takes to like build a murder collection.
Yeah, like I got to turn you down a little, Jason. You're a little hot. You're running a little hot right now. Knife show too. Like I love. They describe the blade, yes, but they also describe like the inlay and the handle, like, and then the sheath that you get to put your
Like
knife
it matters
in.
when I'm cutting up hot dogs for my Kraft mac and cheese.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, not Kraft mac and cheese. My Great Value mac and cheese.
I was gonna say like the fancy dragon knife, like people are only doing coke off that, right? Like it's only used for doing coke off of. Like, what else could you use this fancy dragon knife with bone inlay for? Like
I would use it at
I don't know.
Victor's. Yeah.
Do we got any tweets coming in, Eric?
yeah. Hope Jonathan says, and she follows. Thank you for the follow. And she says that Goonies makes her rethink of her life, plus the eye candy chunk.
Oh, good one. The eye candy. Did he have one eye?
He had one, like a wonky eye, and then the other one was just very
um,
unattractive.
And then Ed Nugent, our tech guy.
Oh,
Yes.
Ed. Yeah.
Big shout out to Ed. He says this ShamWow guy got his tongue bit off by a hooker for refusing to pay her.
That is true.
But he had a ShamWow, so the blood wasn't an issue.
No, not an issue at all.
He tried to pay her in ShamWows.
More like sham. Whoa.
She was like, Sham, why not? That is true. Like that guy
She
got
was
in
just a
trouble.
sham.
But like, really, can you blame that guy for getting his tongue bit off by a hooker? Like,
No, I can blame the hooker.
yeah, that's what I would say. I don't understand how that's a win for anybody. Like, okay, let's say you successfully bite off the person's tongue. Like, then their tongue is in your mouth, and
What's
you
your
have to
next move?
spit it out.
Yeah. Gross.
Yes, that's very
What's your
gross.
end game, hooker?
Like, yes, you have my wallet now. You have the money that I owe you, but also you have the experience of having a bitten off tongue in your mouth.
Yeah.
Like, you don't wash that out. Anyways, you're listening to the Killer Radio Show on www.riverwestradio.com. Yeah, we got a new board in here too, and everything.
Yeah.
Setups, and like we said before, the setup is improving every time, and we hope that the content.
Not the show.
No. We're working
We're
on that.
digressing steadily.
I hope that the content improves every time. You know, if you follow us on Twitter or you like the Facebook page, you know, please tell your friends, tell whoever, and tell us what you want to hear. If you want to be on the show because you do something, you're an artist, you're a musician, you're another comic, get at us. Tell us what you want, and
Yeah.
we'll have you on.
Yep.
If you want to call the show and demand a joke like that one guy, I'm fine with that. We did give out the phone number. I'm not really sure if it even works.
414-935-2951.
We're manning the ones and twos. 23rd caller gets a free high five.
And a free prize from Ryan Mason.
I want to, like, we don't really get to do all the fun, like, radio stuff. Do you ever think about this? Like
Like
do you
sound
want,
effects?
We should do the traffic.
Yeah.
Or the weather or something.
Yeah.
traffic.
We should
Okay.
do the traffic and weather of just outside of this
What
facility.
we can see.
It's cold.
Looks
There's a lot of
kinda
artificial
cold.
light, and nobody's walking by.
Nobody's
So,
walking by. I think you wanted to
Get
talk.
us from the River West chopper, Ryan.
That's the chopper noise. Yeah, we're up here at 2,500 feet.
Hovering above fuel.
Yeah. You wanted to talk about some crazy laws that you had seen be enacted here in the United States, in
just-
Tennessee, right?
I'm just under the impression that like what's happened is the country has started to being run by like everyone's crazy uncle who used to be cool but now just went insane and just starts rambling about the most rancid things. And Tennessee, I think, is leading the charge. I mean, Wisconsin's doing pretty well right now, and so
Oh, yeah.
is not Pennsylvania, and so is Ohio. But in Tennessee now, it's illegal. They have abstinence only programs
Yeah.
that have no scientific proof for their effectiveness, but that's whatever.
Like anybody wants to sleep with them anyway.
You're right.
Who do you think?
Abstinence
you are,
only
Tim?
unless you're related. Abstinence only outside the house. But now, as part of their abstinence only curriculum, it is now law that they have to tell the children that holding hands is a gateway to sex.
Well, I mean, is it not?
For me, my experience, holding hands was a gateway to me desperately grasping for second base and getting smacked.
Right. Yeah.
So that's all I had.
We should say too that the Beatles have been indicted.
Nice.
I can't imagine like telling like essentially that's fifth grade logic is that if you're holding somebody's hand like
Right, you'll
then
get cooties.
Yeah, you're in love with them forever. You're gonna get cooties, like et cetera, et cetera. But like it blows my mind that now we're just confirming that with kids. Like, yes, you will get cooties. Like,
Yeah.
that is a fact.
Better get your cootie shot. He's not just kidding around.
Did you? Who was the first person to hold your hand? Who was the first girl to hold your hand, Jason? Well, can you pull this name? Is it gone and forgotten?
Oh, wait. She's going to tweet in right now.
I can't remember. It was tacos. I don't remember the first girl who held my hand. I do remember. I'm gonna go with Nora Tackett. That was in middle school, and I had gotten her. It was her birthday party. She was having it at a Holiday Inn. Hello, and I had purchased for her the Above the Rim soundtrack.
Oh, yes.
And
yeah.
so
Because
what
all
she-
you wanted to do was a boom boom in her Zoom.
Exactly. So I give it to her. It's always a good time to reference that song. I gave it to her, and she we were in the pool, and she kissed me just lightly on the lips to like say thank you. And then later on, I thought I'd be slick. I'm in 7th grade. I thought I'd be slick. I walk up to her. She's in a hotel. She's one of the rooms, and she's alone. I walk up. I'm like, so, how about I return the favor? And she's like, nah. And now I feel like I've changed her because she was kind of a sweet, nice girl, and I gave her the Above the Rim soundtrack, and now she's like
Gangster.
gangster.
She plays women's basketball professionally.
She looks like it actually, yeah.
Sure. That's a weird name. Like that sounds like the end of like a redneck news report. Like they claim to have not shot the bald eagle nor attack it. No, I'm making name puns now. That's a good story. I can't believe that the Above the Rim soundtrack you thought was gonna be like your gateway to getting.
She wanted it really bad. She
Seven
kept talking
kisses.
about it. She loved Tupac.
Yeah. Hey, Tupac was in the news this week.
Oh yeah,
the hologram,
he's back. I feel like that was a weird thing, and if you guys didn't know, like at Coachella, which I don't know if anyone noticed this or was listening to the streaming, but it was a ship of dreams.
Yeah.
At the drive-in was there. Florence and the Machine was amazing there. The Radiohead 2-hour set was incredible. And then at the end of the last night, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, and Eminem came up to do some performances. And for some reason, they decided that it'd be a good idea to bring Tupac back and have him rap with no shirt. They didn't want to give the dignity of the living dead a shirt.
As a hologram.
Yeah, as a hologram.
Yeah, as a hologram. Not like Weekend.
Not
at
like they took him to
Bernie's.
Pet Cemetery, right? I kind of feel like one producer was like, man, this is a really good idea. You know what we should do is like get them all together and bring Tupac back with this technology that was barely used on CNN in 2008. We should do that. And I feel like, and they were like, yeah, that sounds like an awesome idea. And Snoop Dogg went, whatever. But I feel like a second producer should have gone in there and been like, you know what, guys? Maybe the people who have been mourning his death for 15
Right, yeah,
years
yeah.
aren't going to appreciate seeing him come back and then shatter into glass at the end.
Is that what happened? I
Yeah,
didn't watch all the way.
because he
to
was
the
like, yeah, whoo.
What? end. Really?
What's weird is that he came out and he was like, yeah, Coachella. Like, what?
How does
Yeah.
That's not right.
It
Like
would've
they
been
have
great
an
if it would've been, like,
algorithm
a
of his
robot
voice, and they can
Yeah.
just type in things like Stephen Hawking.
Wow.
It would have been funnier if he would have been like, "Yeah, how's everybody doing here at Coachella?"
No, it was really surreal, and I mean, it was nice seeing Tupac again, but like,
Yeah.
it was kind of embarrassing and cruel.
We have a man coming in.
We have
to
a ladies'
sell
watch for
ladies'
sale.
Watch. No, thank you,
ladies'
sir.
watch.
That's my mom's watch. What are you doing?
We're good. It's a man with a Buffalo Wild Wings hat selling a watch. River West. River West.
Only in River
everybody.
West.
Only in River West. Well, you're not gonna buy that watch?
Can I buy it with food stamps?
Potawatomi Casino, I might. I got sold a ring there once.
Jason.
Your engagement ring right
Yeah.
back to you.
Yeah, boom.
No, this was fake.
Oh,
Thank you, sir. No, I'm good.
thank
We're
you.
good.
No, thank you.
We have tons of watches.
Yeah.
here. Clear on watches.
Wearing a watch.
Wow. Well, and I want to thank everybody out there for watching.
Watch out. Here comes Ryan Mason.
You know what time it is.
Yeah.
Anyways.
The little hand says pun.
Yeah. Oh man, River West. Yeah, I thought that the Tupac thing, like at first it was cool, and then I was just like, this is like you can cheer for this, and you can think that this is kind of neat, that the technology wise, like, but at the same time, like that is no way even close to as cool as actual Tupac. Like
Right.
it's not even like it's not even like 1/10 of as cool, and like frankly. Tupac would have made fun of that. He would have been like, hologram.
He probably wouldn't have performed at Coachella.
Right,
He'd be
yeah, he
morally
totally would.
opposed to it.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe he did perform at Coachella, and that's why they had him actually sing.
I don't know. I don't think
I don't think-
Coachella's been around that long.
No, Coachella started it in this decade or the last
really?
decade. Yeah.
That's
Maybe he performed in one of those European festivals. I'll tell you what was amazing about Coachella. While in between one of the sets, Noel Gallagher did like a 30-minute interview, and that guy is a
During his set?
no before his Birds or whatever, before Tupac, Noel came on to like introduce him.
In the middle of Tupac's set, Noel Gallagher came up and did a 30-minute interview. Yo, check out Noel Gallagher.
He is just this is a family program. That
Just a
guy's just a
jerk.
twat.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That guy is just so full of himself,
think-
but he's also brilliant. He made
Yeah.
great points.
yeah.
He's just
Oh, yeah,
I think
he's
just
he's
a
a heck of a
piece of
musician,
poop.
but yeah, he's just.
I think you can say
unbearable.
twat. You can play it in Words with Friends. I found that out.
Can you?
Yeah, you
wow.
can play the word twat. I played it, didn't get any points hardly for it, but I was
That
satisfied.
sounds exactly
was very
like your love
satisfied.
life. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Played the twat, did nothing. Yeah, I think that, the hologram thing blows my mind. And
Well, what's weird is I read a thing about how like Tupac's mom was like famously overprotective of him and stuff, and she was like totally into it. She said that it was awesome.
Well, she'd like to see her son again.
in hologram
But I mean, I thought that was weird because yeah, she's like famously like really over like protective and stuff.
of
like
his image.
Well, they
and
keep
stuff.
screwing her over. Like they don't want to give any exposure to Tupac. I feel like everyone wants to talk about Biggie.
Yeah.
And they made the movie out of him.
Don't start this up again.
No, I just feel like she finally took an opportunity for people to care.
I'm
Start
sick of
one
this
up again.
East Coast, West Coast stuff, Jason. We're just trying to bring people together. You know? I can't imagine like being at a show and then like now is this gonna happen again? That's my big question. Is like now if I go
July, like George Washington.
Where's
like,
my Richie
happy-
Valens hologram, huh?
yeah
Where's my George Harrison hologram?
yeah
yeah, that'd be cool.
Well, I would definitely watch that. I just now I'm just thinking of like how did they get him to
Where's
say
my grumpy
Coachella?
old men hologram? I'd love to see those guys together
Is
again.
Jack Lemmon dead?
Yeah, I think
Oh, he should be a hologram. Then. I would, yeah. I
What
think
age would he come back as a hologram?
yeah,
like,
like
a young man,
1960s
like-
Jack Lemmon or old Jack Lemmon.
I want to
I'm
see
thinking,
Bruce Lee. I just want to see
um,
Bruce Lee fight a bunch of holographic ninjas.
Grumpy old men. I want to
You,
see.
Bruce Lee. Yeah, now like not
Bruce
only,
Lee and Tupac.
Not only can we bring back holograms to perform like with people who are alive, like why wasn't Bruce Lee like shooting across the stage doing like crazy ninja kicks while Tupac was playing?
Right.
You're telling me
Did
his
you notice
fans wouldn't
Snoop
like
Dogg
that?
was up there rapping with Tupac, and then all of a sudden he just kind of walked away like, "This is messed up. I can't handle this. I did
Yeah.
not smoke enough tonight."
What do you got, Eric?
Yeah, Twitter's got some stuff to say with this. Before I should say that Ed Nugent, we call him our tech guy, but we should give a shout out to the other guys that also do tech for us, Ryan and Ross.
Thank you,
Thanks
Ryan
to
and Ross.
the tech help.
Thank
'cause
you.
We
Yeah.
really need it. 'cause
We're
we need-
technologically inept.
Right. Exactly.
This is getting better though. I'm getting better at this.
Hope Jonathan, again, she said she thought it was real and cried when it shattered. Hashtag Pac is back.
Oh, love it, love it. Yeah, do you think there had to be a generation of people who like saw that and were just like, "Who's that guy?"
Yeah, exactly.
And Aiden Rady says Tupac's coming back in 2014. He's just chilling in New Zealand right now, waiting for the right time.
Well,
to
he was
reappear.
originally supposed to play Aragorn in the Lord of the Rings movies.
Sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, because he's chilling out in New Zealand. He came to the auditions and he did he's
Yeah.
really good. Traffic report:
Oh, a traffic report.
wearing inappropriate clothing for the weather.
Yeah.
But the Pearsons keep her warm.
Drinking
Pink here.
an Arizona
Pink
iced
hair.
tea. Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you, Hope Jonathan. I like the idea. I do like the idea of like young kids at Coachella being like, "This is dumb," like backing off of it. Like, I guess like Coachella's probably not for like young kids though, right? Like it's like Noel Gallagher is there.
Well, right, but Noel Gallagher is enjoying a resurgence in his career with his whatever Yardbirds or whatever. Not the
Something like
Yardbirds
that.
because that was a good band,
Right.
but something Birds. Like,
Angry Birds.
Yeah, Noel
invented
Gallagher's
Angry
Angry. That would
Birds.
be most apt. Yeah. There's
Or
a
like
lot. I
most
could
apps.
most what?
Oh, goodness.
There was a lot of really good bands there, and I found a lot that I
He was
didn't.
just in Milwaukee, Noel Gallagher, I think.
Yeah, I think he
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
And it was like,
High flying birds.
yeah, there we go. It was like $150 a ticket.
Really?
That's
Yeah.
insane.
What?
People must actually like him.
Yeah,
But like
right.
Amanto Bin was at
They'd be so
Coachella.
disappointed when he doesn't play Wonderwall.
Everybody else plays.
I don't know who
Wonderwall.
that is, Jason.
Who?
Who you just said?
Oh, Amanto Bin. He's
Is that another girl you kissed?
he's a he's a electronic music producer who's just phenomenal. I actually missed his show when he was in Chicago at the Congress Theater because I was hosting at the cafe. He put on one of the best live shows I've ever seen. Just watching it on YouTube will blow your mind. Yeah, but he's interesting. He did the Splinter Cell soundtrack. Have you ever played that?
Oh, wow.
No, I work.
Yeah. But no, he was good. He was there. But at the drive-in, that was amazing for me to see because
Yeah,
I
I like
haven't
them.
heard them in a decade because he's
Yeah.
busy with the Mars Volta and everything.
That's
so.
a fun thing to like go back to, like
And-
that you see and stuff.
And they were great. Another traffic report:
Traffic
people
report.
walking their
Yep,
bikes
walking
on the
their
sidewalks
bikes.
because riding them.
Walk
is
your
too-
bike.
Yeah.
Walk your bike. Okay. Walk your bike. They're probably coming in here, so we should be nice. To
Right.
them. So do you go to like? I don't go to music festivals. I have my hippie
I've
friends
been
ask
to-
me all the time.
I've been to Bonnaroo twice, actually.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah.
and live to tell the tale.
Who
I
were you
wouldn't
there to
really
see?
go back. It's too corporate now. I wouldn't go.
Who were you there to see? I mean, who did you see that was worth
I
it?
saw The
His
Dead.
true-
I saw
true
The Dead.
dealer.
Minus Jerry Garcia.
Was it no
obviously.
holograms for Jerry Garcia?
No
Uh-huh.
holograms for Jerry Garcia.
It's too expensive to hologram a beard.
And I saw, yeah, like Fish and, yeah, a lot of.
Oh,
you
it
know,
sounds like a lot of pot was smoked.
Yeah.
Not by you, of course.
No,
because-
not I. Cast Killers, we do not promote drug use of any kind.
No. Alcoholism, sure, but
Yeah, why not?
anyways, you were
Have
there.
you
So
been
you
to-
saw the Dead
yeah,
and Fish, and
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It's crazy the amount of people that would go there, and it's just like a big field, and there's just like 300,000 people just like in this huge place, and it's just really surreal.
It's
to see
like a
all those
big
people.
camp, Jason.
Yeah.
It's like a big camp.
Yeah, it's like yeah, and then we camped out.
that's subtle. Everyone's really skinny. No one's eating. No one has a place to properly pee. But there's great music.
Yeah.
That sounds awful. Like, I'm sorry. I'm not get on board for like hippie stuff mostly.
I had a
but,
lot
like,
of fun, but
Nice.
I mean, it's those things like music festivals, like they're all just like crazy and stuff. Like the European ones, they're just like monsters, like millions of people.
Yeah.
And it's just
Last time
so
I went to a
insane.
music festival was Ozfest 2000.
Oh, Alpine Valley.
I was there.
God.
No, I was
No,
I was
no.
living in Pennsylvania at the time,
okay.
but I was there to see one band, this British like glitchy punk band, and my friend broke down on the highway 5 miles out, so we walked there, and I caught them just in time to see the last song.
Oh, great.
So I got to walk back and forth between like Incubus and System of a Down and all this other crap I didn't care about at all.
Yeah.
The stuff that you could have like leaned your head into a pizza delivery driver's car. to
Yeah.
hear, like,
Right, exactly.
I don't think I've ever been to like a. Well, no, that's not true. I went to Pitchfork Media Festival like twice.
really?
Yeah,
Pitchfork's
no,
pretty
like three times probably. I mean, that's like it's so there to be. You're there to be seen kind of thing, and
Yeah.
like water
Where
costs
your
$1 million.
hippest-
Yeah.
Where your
No, it was
hippest,
terrible.
you know.
Get the worst haircut you've ever had, and then go to this festival. And like I can't really bag on the people because like I was there too. Like I was there to enjoy things. I had a great time. Definitely, I saw Big Boy, which I
Oh.
probably never would have got
Just
a chance
Big
to
Boy,
see.
not Andre.
Yep, just Big Boy. He played the hits though. It was cool.
I like the way.
I think I saw Mission of Burma one year, which was really, really gratifying to see.
Nice.
But okay, we got it.
Sure. What time
Do
is
we
it
know
now?
the name of the next show?
Yeah, we'll give him a shout out. What time is it right now?
We got another show coming up
9:45.
at 10 o'clock. So if
I
you're
think we
tuning
gotta
in
cut it
early,
We might have to cut it.
what? Ian and Ja. So Jehovah's gonna be here with Ian, his right hand man.
What's the context of their show? What's the content?
I don't know. Maybe I'm assuming it's Jehovah based, right?
Yeah.
I thought we were talking about Jamaican heritage. No.
God bless you. God bless you.
Goodness.
Oh, you took that somewhere.
Yeah, if you're tuning in early for the Ian and Josh show, you're listening to the Killer Radio Show on RiverWestRadio.com.
Brought to you by the Cast of Killers, COKComedy.com. Woo! Check it out.
At Cast of Killers, hashtag Killer Radio.
Killer Radio.
We're getting pretty close to the end of the show, so why don't we run through some of the shows that we got coming up?
Yeah. Okay.
You go first. You got a show coming up, don't you?
Yeah, we already kind of touched on it with Jason Evans, but yeah, on April 20th at Karma in the basement. Yeah, it's
420.
Do you know what number Milwaukee Showcase that is? 'Cause we've been doing it. It's like 11 or 12.
I want to say 11.
11 or 12, yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. And then
Yeah,
the following
just
week,
drag this out as
April,
much as possible.
April 27th is the Sherman Perk,
Yes, definitely.
and that is a all ages show.
Actually, we'd prefer if you were of age. That'd be
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, it's bring your own. It's BYOB, so it's a coffee shop. But if you want to like Irish up your coffee a little bit, or bring a bottle of wine,
I feel like that's racist. Anyways, I can say that I've got a couple of shows coming up. For the next show here at Killer Radio, we're going to continue to have some guests, but next week we're hoping to have this woman on. I believe her name is Holly from Rethreads to talk a little bit about thrift shopping. So if you're a big thrift
Yes,
shopper
that's
or a
fun.
vintage shopper, we're
Yes.
hoping that she'll be on, as well as I know that
Like
Ryan-
if you have like a 20% uptick on the price from a normal thrift store, you just call it a vintage store.
Yeah,
that's
right
good.
on.
Yeah.
yeah.
and hopefully some other comics to plug some shows that are going on in River West. I have a show tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow, yeah.
Tomorrow night at the Cactus Club in Bayview, which is just south side of Milwaukee.
Fantastic club.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Super
at like a rock venue, and I'm going to be there with Jay Abundanza, Ryan Holman, a bunch of other funny comics, and I think Chris Lay might be in that show.
I think
That's
so.
gonna be a phenomenal show.
And then
Crappy Dracula.
Crappy Dracula will be playing.
Which is a really good local band. They're really good.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that. I have no idea what to expect, and I'm ready to just go in there and kind of feel it out. But I'm excited.
I know, and I did the last one, and they were a lot of fun. Those shows at the
Oh, yeah.
Cactus Club are so fun. Bring your own chairs if you go. It's
your-
very limited seating.
BYOC.
BYOC, yes.
that's one of the first places I actually worked.
Really?
Cactus
Comedy?
Club. Yeah. When I first started, I think I mentioned her name before. Melon Blossom was a funny comedian and her dog, and she put on shows. The Hardcore Comedy Show with Stacy Pulowski actually at Cactus Club, and
Right on.
I remember. Yeah, oh God, I was so nervous. I had my only 15 minutes that I actually had at that time, like taped in big print on the monitors. It was a good time.
Right on.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up?
Is this Ja?
This is not Ja.
How you doing?
Hey,
Good.
I'm Ryan. I know, right?
He is also Ryan.
Oh no! Always good to meet
He
another
was-
Ryan.
Ryan, what's your last name again?
DeWorth.
DeWorth. He we did a show.
Nightmare at the Wheelhouse.
Nightmare at Wheelhouse.
Yes.
We had a basement show in what
Yes.
amounted to like a torture chamber / Paper Street from Fight Club, and it was this just graffiti-ridden wall, and it was awesome. It was one of the best shows we've ever had. I
Yeah,
think the
so
audience
much
maybe
fun.
like 20 people, but it was great. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then there was a dubstep party afterwards that we convinced our 40-year-old
true?
friend to leave. He's like, I've never done this before, and it's illegal now. Get out.
Is it Mario?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
we
Mario.
were gonna
What's
try
up,
to
guys?
not
No,
say-
I've never done this before.
No, I'm having fun, guys. Yeah, we gotta go.
You were already. Remember when you were in jail once?
We should say we love Mario.
Once
yeah.
when you were in jail.
So what shows you got coming up, Mr. Hillman?
Actually, my next show is going to be at Sherman
Park.
Yep.
Yep.
Right
yeah,
on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hosting. It's gonna be you, and then our Our buddy Joe Murphy, you can follow him on Twitter, and
Mo
Andy
Jerfy.
Bolton.
I've got
Andy Bolton is headlining, and that's going to be a blast. Those people have no idea what they're in for.
I believe
Jeremy
I
J
have
is also in that, yep.
a show for Crane's Butter, and I think maybe Freeport. I'm gonna have to check on that again. I'm headlining that my first
Oh, cool.
45 minutes I'll be doing.
Whoa.
So that's fun for me.
45.
Yeah, so
45 minutes.
Fit that all on your hand?
25
How you gonna do
25
that?
minutes of material and the rest just spent rambling.
Cranes is
sounds
cool though. I like Cranes a lot.
Yeah, I like
Crane's
Cranes too.
a good
He's
guy.
he's an interesting fella. He's actually looks and sounds just like Jason Evans. It's so creepy. Yeah,
Does Jason Evans have an alter ego?
doppelganger.
Maybe. Hey, it's Doppelganger Day. The people at my work were talking about this like internet phenomenon
Making up stuff.
where you change your like profile picture to like a celebrity that looks like you. Are you aware of this?
Can we just are
It's like
we
self-
aware how ridiculous it is to
That is a-
participate in these things because we
Yeah,
have
yeah.
nothing better to do?
Right. Yeah.
It's a very self-congratulatory thing, I think, but like people don't care. Like the people
Oh,
who
like
are
celebrity lookalike. Like, yeah, I'm gonna pick somebody that actually looks like me. Like, I'm gonna
Right.
put Marilyn Manson up there. What I'm gonna put is like
you do
Jake
kind of look
Gyllenhaal.
like him. Yeah.
They called me that in high school. That's why it hurts. It hurts still.
I should say that I don't think there's anything wrong. If you're somebody who does that, I have no problem with that. Like,
Right, yeah.
It's fine.
I think it's cool if it's just like really, really good, but if it's just like you're just trying to make yourself like be like, oh, check it out, Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if it's really accurate,
You're
it's
just
like,
short
wow,
and
you
crazy.
do.
Congratulations.
It's
yeah.
Yeah.
So yours would be either-
Daniel Day-Lewis is who I'd put up there with just endless quotes from There Will Be Blood.
Yours would either be Marilyn Manson or the brother from Mr. Belvedere. Is that what
I've been
That's
told that,
Combined with the guy from The Wonder Years.
I look like the guy that was in that band for that freecreditscore.com commercial.
Oh my god!
I've been told that's my doppelganger.
What a
is that
compliment,
guy.
though. Really.
Yeah.
I mean, so.
Oh, you're in that one crappy sellout band.
What do you get? What do you
Oh man, like fat Michael Cera,
Yeah, Michael Cera, yeah.
fat Brandon Flowers,
get? Fat Ryan Gosling.
fat. Like every time I get anything, it's prefaced with like fat. So that's awesome. When I used to tell a joke about how like when I was in college, I got stuck in an elevator with a really drunk woman who told me I look like Coldplay.
You look like Coldplay in its entirety.
She was drunk. You look like Coldplay, and it was.
You're telling me I
Parachute
look
CD
bland?
With, like,
Yeah, like-
eyes drawn on it. Like,
You look like 4 British guys. You know.
You look like the Fray.
Yeah. You look like the You look like Train.
You look like Earth, Wind, and Fire.
That's such a.
We could just keep doing this and it'd be funny every time.
I doubt it.
You look like Duran Duran.
Yeah, so we're getting close to the end of the
Nope,
show
that's
too.
the
We
end
got
of
any
it.
tweets to follow up with?
no, I was gonna say if you want to shout out, hurry up here because I think we got to leave a couple minutes early. That was discussed in the last meeting. That we
Yeah,
gotta
we
shut
may
down,
jump
like-
out of here a little bit early tonight.
Yeah.
Thanks to everybody who stuck around for the
Yeah,
whole show.
thank you very
Yeah.
much.
We
Everybody
just
Oh.
gained a viewer right in the last few minutes. If
Nice.
you're tuning in to see the next show with Ian and Ja, it's about to start. You're listening to the Killer Radio Show on RiverWestRadio.com. Hopefully you'll tune in
Bye.
to see our show. We want to plug them, and hopefully we'll carry some listeners over too.
COKComedy.com.
We had one show where like Spider Mike and another guy were just like,
comedy.com.
yeah, we're just gonna do a show now. But it was like, completely-
COKComedy.com.
yeah, be sure to visit our website at cokcomedy.com.
Yep.
I always forget that one. That's the one I don't remember. And like the Facebook page, the fan page for
Yeah.
Killer Radio.
Yep.
It looks really good.
We're
Send-
aiming for 200 by the next time it rolls around. So
I don't know if you're serious or not, but that
I'm
would be
completely
really
serious.
Cool.
We're close to 100 right now over the course of the last 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So our
that's
goal
true.
is to get 200, and there will be special prizes for people who get us to 200.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we wrap up? I'll play a song. That way we can exit with a song. And again, this is Killer Radio, and the folks coming up next, I believe, are Ian and Ja. So if you're tuning in for them, have a great show, and we'll see you next week at 8 o'clock.
We are the Cast of Killers.
for
Thank you
Cast
so
of
much.
Killers Killer Radio Show. Thank you.
Listen to us talk.
I have to find a song still. Hold on. I'm gonna send you out with.
Hold
Hold on, let me pick a song here.
Bum, ba, 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 ba.
I'm gonna send them out with. This song
Bum,
is called
bum.
Appaloosa. This is from the
Bum, bum.
Midwest Beat. This was
Bum, bum.
donated to us.
Bum, bum. Bum, bum,
Sure
bum,
this-
bum, bum, bum.
Check this out.
Bum.
I just turned their mics off. That's all. That's what I just did right there. I just turned their mics off. The song's called Appaloosa. It's by the Midwest Beat. It was donated to the Killer Radio Show. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next week at 8 o'clock.